Yesterday's conspiracy theories, tomorrow's headlines. Most are still asleep and I ain't talking about no bedtime. The truth is not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media, and I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines. Smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine, but the carnal mind is foolish. Obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out, stop it. I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second dish to me, just to be this out honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? A few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the 509 Divine Ponds podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Daniel Pena, and today we have Booberry from Behind the Schemes, and Lavish might just be joining us pretty soon. Hey, guys, it is June 16th, 2023, and we are rocking it late in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, it's summer. It is feeling so fresh. You know, I've been out there in the evergreen tree smoking my weed and getting everything steady, prime, fit, flexing. I got some new sponsors over with Novex Biotech. Yeah, that is Sch3mes sponsored company, supplement company. Yeah, he's like really diving into it and promoting that company. And I guess he poured a lot of money into it. It's great. It has testosterone boosting stuff, HGH, right? Oxygen boosting. It's pretty much oxygen. Some other things like literally, man, there's just all this great stuff for it's okay. Let me just break it down. It's for athletes. It's for everybody who wants to take their body to the next level. Everybody for the last month has been saying at the gym, like, dude, what are you on, bro? Are you on steroids? They like, I swear to God, like they're like literally asking me, are you on steroids or something? I'm like, nah. I'm like, nah, dude. I just laugh. So I got a cool little coupon with them. I also got a coupon with Purple Power C60. I believe the link is 509 Divine Pines. That's the coupon code. So yeah, be tuned all for that, right? Purple Power C60 is the best antioxidant that I have been using for the last 3 years. Without it, I really feel the weight of 5G, the weight of fast foods, the weight of the water. Like when I'm on it, I feel weightless. I feel like how I should. I radiating with energy. Always on the go, always energized, always amped up, and that's how it is. Also, I just want to go ahead and say I got a new book in the mail right here: Psychedelic Cults and Outlaw Churches from the Inner Tradition Bear Company over at Rochester, Vermont. The package in the mail came with no name, so whoever sent it, thank you. It's kind of weird without telling me a forewarning of you're gonna send me a book, but whatever, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna read this. This is very interesting. So it talks about LSD, cannabis, spiritual sacraments in underground America, and right off the bat, it shows a tongue with LSD strip, people in a hut, like a little teepee, mushrooms on the front, and some sacred geometry on top. So I know that this book is gonna be fire, and yeah, this is kind of strange, but when I get in this podcast game, this is how it happens, right? Like people just send you things you have no idea. They're just like, hey, this guy's gonna like it, and guess what? I like it. So yeah, hey man. Enough about me. Hey, Booberry man, how you doing, dude?
Doing well, man. Thanks for having me on. Lavish should be here momentarily, so we'll be a tag team duo.
Sweet, man. Hey, so for everybody out there, Blueberry runs an alternative networks. He has a Podverse. You can find him on Podverse. You can find him on Substack, and you can find him on his own radio website,
Yeah,
Bad Radio.
yeah, that one.
It was
Yes,
bad radio.
Bad Radio. I didn't know if it was yours or if it was its own thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you explain it a little bit more because I'm barely getting into a lot of these alternative websites myself, and you're a bit more attuned to it. So hey, Blueberry, let everybody know a little bit about you and about these alternative sites that you got yourself working with, because I want to let everybody know like about these alternative sites. So what you got, man?
Well, we do a weekly podcast, audio only. You can find our website over at Behind the Schemes, sch3m3s.com. The badradio.live is it's a redirect. So we early on had Flat Earth Dave on as a guest. He had hit us up and wanted to come on the show, and I was happy to oblige. I had him on. And some friends of ours who are probably a little more in tune with the actual mechanics of sending shit out into space, they tuned into it, and it was this is the response to the episode.
It was bad radio.
And the bad radio meme took on from there, and Sir Seat Sitter actually hooked us up with the redirect for the URL. We do broadcast both at our website through our own audio streamcast, and we're also live on the No Agenda stream, which is another 24/7 podcast stream. It's got a lot of music and live shows on there and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, pretty much everything that we try to do, we're either in the process of just trying to manage it ourselves or working with people that we know on a named basis. It's trying to stay away from all of the Apple and the Spotify and the YouTube. I just, I'm not necessarily interested in being in a position where you have to ask permission to simply be out there on the internet doing stuff, because it didn't used to be that way, and there's no reason why it shouldn't stay that way. So it's really just about trying to get informed enough to figure out how to use open source software, or even transitioning from things like the Feedbag and the Twitter to Mastodon, the Fediverse as a large. It's been a cool process. It's something that's always changing, whereas with the YouTube and the Twitch, it's just more and more constricting rules over and over and over. So yeah, I mean, it's a fun process. We're totally open as far as producership. It's kind of like a public radio. It is public radio. So everything that all of the contributions that come from people, it's through financial donations or artwork or clips or music or artwork. It's all on the value for value model. So it's entirely producer driven. It's a type of show where if you want to get involved and take a part of it and make it yours, the door's open.
Hey, welcome Sch3mes podcast. Happy Friday, fellas. And that allows for a bit more freedom, man. I really like what you got going on. I see all the time posting through the OBDM Discord. Shout out OBDM. That's where we met. And this, what we're doing or what you're doing, I mean, like, I'm podcasting just out with all this cool information, free, value for value, right? And you're doing it with the alternative networks, and this is what we need as a society, because it allows you to put everything in your pocket. You don't have to abide by other rules, really, and you have a direct control of how creative your websites or your everything runs. And how well is that going? For all my viewers, like, because it's 2023 now. Because you know, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, everyone would be like, "Ah, man, that's just kind of too new." You know, nowadays, is it pretty smooth? With everything that's going on, you know, Mastodon and you know, all these other places, everything.
I would, you know, I'm at the point where I'm very incredibly grateful for what 2020 brought and COVID and getting shut
Mm.
out of my line of work and going home and having too much time to sit around to do nothing. And um, I will say that it has improved tremendously from how it started out and the one app that was available at the time where you could send something like boostograms, right? So we've talked about this in the back channels before, but with all of this new podcasting 2.0, what this is a series of apps that interact with RSS feeds. Every podcast that's out there on the internet, it's got an associated RSS feed. It's an MP3 file, this RSS feed, and the podcast player. And if you update that RSS feed and you update that podcast player, you can do new stuff with it. And that's what people have been working on. The podcastindex.org specifically has been working on a series of open source tags for the better part of 2 years that anybody can just slap it into their RSS feed. And if the podcast app has those features built in, it'll automatically recognize them, you know? And what happens is you pull out that middleman of Spotify, you pull out that middleman of Venmo, especially, or PayPal, because you can send the micropayments of Bitcoin on the Lightning Network. Lightning is a part of Bitcoin. It's like you open these permanent transactions to people, and then the coin travels through those payments that are still like in a pending state. But I mean, you can. I've actually got it open right now. The what we did was using our chat room. It will trigger different sound effects for what, depending on what amount people send in to the show live. So it's almost like it's like a shooting gallery for a at the state fair or something, you know. So there's a lot of goats that you can murder. There's a lot of gimps that you can tase live on the air. And you just boost in that amount like you would like a PayPal donation, but we're talking fractions of a penny. That happens that fast. It's good. It's good stuff. Yeah.
And heading into the future, you know, we can see that this is going to be, you know, adapted into our cell phones more readily. You know, I mean, I see everybody's making apps, and you know, we're going to be able to branch out and you know, really take things where we need to on the go at all times, because a lot of people work with computers, but you know, now it's getting more mobile. Everything is, you know, it's changing. The world is changing pretty good. And hey, everybody, thank you for being here. Let's see, heroism, make heroism.
Make heroism.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
And then Melissa Garcia calling us cutie, or some Kelly Knight too. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, y'all the best. Hey, so let's go ahead and rock with this. You know, the world is changing, and what we got going on pretty wild, man. You've seen those alien videos straight out the bat. We're gonna go hit hard, right? These alien videos over there in Las Vegas, and yeah, it's pretty wild. Like I there's two separate videos, right? Have you seen them?
I have not. Hit me up with them.
Right. Okay. So let's go ahead and run this first one. It's from a backyard. People say that there's an alien encounter showing figures behind a forklift. Let's go ahead and run it. I really don't see a whole lot besides a face, and that I guess that's all there is. So maybe like I don't know. I mean, it's just a face, but who knows? So these guys are all scared, right? A bunch of pansies. That wouldn't be me or you, that's for sure. So on the left side, it has that face circle.
Ay, Charo. Firmizarle, sale. Kay, firmizar, firmizar, que sale. Pero firmizar, porque no, Charo, que cangundarin namin. Kay.
Can you send me a copy of that link and I can blow it up over here and take a look with it muted.
Kay,
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and do that right here and then private chat. So while I brought this up, this stuff is coming out more and more, man. Well, why do you think that is?
It definitely feels like disclosures on the air. They got to tease it. You kind of overplayed your hands with the COVID. You're not going to be able to stretch out the AI fear mongering as long or as hard as you like because you realize that it's just a giant money sink and people can start opening and deploying AI servers on their own phones. Game over, man. Game over. So I feel like it's you gotta warm the water, you know? You can't just sit there and throw a frog into a boiling pot. You gotta like turn up the dial. I mean, just the fact that like, you know, all these Congress testimonies of people stepping forward with alien whistleblowers and it's not immediately demonized as crack pottery, which would have been the case 10, 20, 30 years ago. Like it's a sign of the times as they are changing, and the times are changing for fake and gay aliens.
Well, I mean, I do agree that a lot of this can't be fake and gay aliens. There's an article I'm going to pull up later about the first modular being be created by scientists, which like is, you know, like these robot beings, these living organism beings, right? And that can go into you know, fake aliens and stuff, right? Fake aliens, fake and gay aliens right there. So, you know, but then you hear about the other side, like, all right, man, I've been in the UFO spiritual community for a minute, right? And listening to these guys like all over YouTube, different channels, and a lot of them say that when they meditate or, you know, in their angelic experiences or their you know, visions and all this, that there is this, you know, oncoming war, right, of you know, entities that are gonna start appearing and making themselves known. But also, you know, what we have is the government creating fake and gay living organisms, right? So there's two sides to it, man, which, you know, I'm not too like keen of saying that it isn't maybe angelic or spiritual, right? But you know, what we got is like this beings of light versus beings of darkness, you know, and they're, what is happening in 2023? It's all coming out. It's all happening. It's all happening.
I'm definitely more on board with the idea that whatever is really driving the push to do these fake reveals, it's not extraterrestrial in the sense that they had to travel from off-world, off-planet. I have no real basis or evidence. It's just my own gut feeling about it, but I really do feel like this is some hick town on some dusty, burnout dirt road, way out in the sticks. As in that if they're, and not even if, but wherever there's intelligent life outside of us, it's probably very, very, very far away. So whatever's here that we're interacting with is taking the elevator through our reality and stopping by, or coming up through the elevator shaft, whichever way you want to look at it. And that would be your angels and your demons and your jinn and your cryptos and your ghosts and all of it. It's this, you know, it's a wide umbrella of just different intelligent forms of energy bleeding through. And I don't know if it's I don't know if they have ill intent or not. Kind of seems like it sometimes.
Yeah, there is some malevolent beings out there who really want to, you know, take some souls and turning them into ash, light them in flames so that they can shine bright for a quick second, then die out like darkness. What we see with celebrities and stuff, and then it's right now. I think what's happening is that with this age of information, right? The phones and the internet booming, right? 10 years ago, 12, 15 years ago, a lot of people didn't really have phones, and they weren't really too like worried about computers like even affecting their lives. But now everyone's like all over the internet. Every office and every company works with computers. Everybody is all over. All these kids have iPads, right? So we see this bonding with technology. And guess what? Like, if people don't know how to use it, you would imagine that if there were these other entities, right? I mean, I think that there are. They would definitely be using a lot of what's going on in our daily lives to change us. Like, using the technology around us, and they want to be seen, right? And with that, with wanting to be seen and wanting to be known. Right here, this is the next video. This one is actually wild. This is way more apparent, and yeah, this one caught my eye. I don't think this is fake. Because look, there are some things out there. There's really some entities out there, and we're barely all of us are barely like seeing them for the first time.
An 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has, and it's there.
Okay, where is this on your
It's
property?
a Las Vegas police
In my backyard.
officer capturing this on a
I
clear
swear
dash
to God, this is
footage.
not a joke. This is actually weird.
So
I'm terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like
Okay.
8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes,
Okay.
like I can't explain it. And big mouths. There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where's
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually weird. I'm terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your
Not a
backyard?
joke.
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot. I don't know. They're like
Wild. Is Lavish in?
big eyes. They
That's
have big eyes,
Okay.
like I can
Hello
explain
there.
it. And big
Yeah,
mouths.
Lavish is in. Hey man,
They're
welcome.
tiny eyes, and
Thank you very much. Good to be
they're
here.
not human. And they're not human.
Like, we were just talking about aliens, and you just popped in like
Person beside
an alien,
and
had a
another one's
UFO,
inside, and
man.
it has
How you
big eyes and
doing?
looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on
Checking
your
it out.
property?
So,
In my backyard.
yeah, this video already replayed twice, right? So we see this I don't even know, man. This creature. Look at that demon, right?
Look at that demon boy.
That's a big boy. That's a hefty boy.
I am an alien boy.
I could serve a
Go
couple
on.
You get that thing.
Delicious.
Lavish, let everybody know a little bit about you real quick, and you're part of Behind the Schemes, and let us know what you think about this alien right here.
All right. Right now or after the clip?
Oh, the
Hello.
clip's already done.
Oh, okay. Well, hello. My name's Lavish. I'm on Behind the Schemes with this guy. We slaughter goats. We zap gimps.
This is true.
We talk about things that other people kind of skid around, and topics that would otherwise be taboo if we were part of a mainstream circuit. You know, we just try to talk about stuff that's real. When things happen in the news, things don't happen in the news, and when something real happens in the world, it's not in the news.
And what he's trying to say is nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens.
Everything is
Except
fake and gay.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. I'd say it's more of a history comedy podcast than anything.
Oh, I love it, man.
Yeah.
I dive back in history. I listen to my friend and his story too.
History is important, and his story is important.
So we're looking at this alien right here, man. We look at the alien president all the time, Joe Biden and all that. But right here though, man, like, do you believe this? Do you believe what's going on? Yeah, man.
I just got here. I need to taste a little more
do
of this.
you need to replay that clip? I'll go ahead and I'll go replay it for you.
Sure.
There's
Thank you.
there's like an 8-foot person
Yeah,
beside
for
it,
sure, man.
and
Let's
another
go
one's
ahead.
inside, and it has
So
big eyes
this
and it's
was
looking
in
at us.
Las
And
Vegas,
it feels
right,
like,
where an officer
Okay, where
had
is this on
seen
your
a
property?
UFO crash
in my
8
backyard.
minutes before this,
I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually
and
real.
there's
it
two-
I'm terrified of it.
this
So
was
there's
all,
two
I
people
guess,
or
on
two
footage.
subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot,
They're very
9
large.
feet,
They're
10
8
foot. I
foot,
don't know. They
10
look
foot.
like, they
I
look
don't
like
know. They
aliens to
look
us.
like aliens to us.
Big eyes. They have big,
Big
eyes.
eyes.
Like,
They have
like I can't explain it. And big
big,
mouth.
giant slongs,
They're shiny eyes, and
shiny eyes,
they're not humans. They're
18
100%
inches
they're not humans.
thick.
There's
slongs.
some thick ones.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has
What
big eyes
weirds
and
me
looking
out
at
is
us.
that it stays in frame. It's just perfectly in frame, which always makes me skeptical. Why are you perfectly in the camera, man? You could be sprinting around. I want to see this thing climb trees.
I'm
You know,
I mean,
I'm just picky, maybe.
could that be didactic footage? Because, sometimes people get to the clips first and then cut it, right? They're like, hey, we can't show the rest of this.
True.
I'm gonna be on the skeptical side because I don't believe aliens have figured out the technology of a motion blur yet. But that's my own personal biases speaking.
Not like Sasquatch. Sasquatch mastered that decades ago.
Correct. He's leagues above this particular individual.
This thing
This-
3.
This creature.
This ugly son of a bitch.
Dr. Seuss's thing number 3 right here. The outtake.
If
Yo,
he's
I mean, look,
Tweedledee and you're Tweedledum, then you must be Tweedle dipshit.
right there. What I'm thinking though is that, all right, last year we've been seeing all this stuff with the CERN collider and the dark matter reactor over in South Dakota, and all these powerful technologies coming on. I would imagine that there is these like portals, there's these ripples in reality, the ripple effect, shout out right there. And I think I think what's going on is that, I think there's this ripple effect right now. We see it all across the skies. Like there's these skies turning green, turning red. Weird old vagina-looking clouds in the sky, and all this just weird, right? All that, man.
And some wild craft that have been videotaped of late. Some pretty wild shit is flying around in the air. It's been fun. It's an exciting time if you pay attention to the alien stuff.
Right. I mean, we got everything from the White House talking about it to Stephen Greer coming more forward, Lou Elizondo. We got Eric Hecker. Everybody, all their names are just now appearing. I mean, I don't think it's a cover up. Some people like to say, "Oh man, it's a cover up for all of that Epstein shit." I'm like, dude, no, hold on, pause. Like, there's some demons in the sky, bro.
I'd believe it. I do believe it. I do believe it. All sorts of aliens and demons and
truth.
All sorts of cryptid ass shit flying through the skies.
Hell
He's
yeah.
been doing it for a long ass time.
Because I mean, we have heard those stories from the supposed aliens where humans aren't ready for us to help them. Now, if that's the thinking of the helpers, then the haters, the demons, and all this shit are thinking, well, it's perfect time to go ahead and start attacking. That's kind of what we're seeing between these videos. Straight up possessions over there in homelessness camps, and all this crazy shit. Even on Hollywood, all this. It's just happening. It's all happening, guys.
Drugs are a super easy vessel of travel for demons. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. We'll rip down the doors of perception.
Right down, chainsaw right through it.
People have been saying that's exactly why mushrooms are being pushed, man. I don't know about that, but that's a touchy subject. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, mushrooms are the easiest psychedelics to get into. They're the actual gateway drug of everything else. You start with mushrooms, and then you go on from there to your bong or your DMT.
All I can say on the subject is wah 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 wah.
Gotta hit that dubstep with the mushrooms. Oh man.
If you like roller coasters, try mushrooms and acid.
No, don't do
Not
that,
medical
man.
advice. Not medical.
I
Not
was-
medical
I-
advice. Not medical
I think
advice.
I was high for 2 weeks last time I did that right there.
Well, that happens.
Sponsored
that's
by
the risk.
Pfizer.
Yo, I mean, we all love a little bit of fun, but let's talk about something. Let's go ahead and talk about something we all can talk about. Okay, I mean, Ted Kaczynski had died in suicide by prison. I personally, I don't believe any of that horse shit. From everything that I know, I don't think that this dude would commit suicide. He pretty much got Jeffrey Epstein, and it's a weird thing. Why would he be taken out, guys?
Dame Bullysteed, who's a dear friend and producer of our show, she was on this lead 3 months ago, maybe. Lavish, she was talking about this. She had found a handful of threads that and I wish I knew where those were, if they were archived still. They'd be fun to dig back out for sure. But yeah, she was certain that he was dead. So I think, if anything, he's probably been dead for a good little while, and they just now released it. As far as why, or the timing of why, I don't really know.
81 though, he made it a good long while. At first, I thought it was of natural causes. Did anyone say what the method of suicide was? That's kind of what I'm peeking through, trying to find. Did he like hang himself, or I don't know? Have they released that information?
They probably wouldn't. I don't see anything here. I just think that it's definitely odd timing, right as summer's kicking off. It's like they're trying to cover up some stories for sure. Maybe. Well, did you say that he might have been dead for a couple months, that he got Queen Elizabeth? Because that was the same thing with Queen Elizabeth. That she was dead already, and then they finally announced it like months and months later.
Yeah, I mean, think of just there's a lot. It's almost like it's an
I don't know too much
attention
about the
battery.
guy.
It's an attention battery, I feel like.
I don't know too much about his manifestos and how much he knew, because I mean, what I do know, I mean, from Sam Tripoli always talking about this. He prophesied a lot of stuff is what's happening right now in America.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of people are rereading the work now that he's dead. It seems like I think one of the questions people throw around is, was he like a CIA asset or anything like that? Was he an inside guy? And he has like some links to certain Ivy League schools like Harvard and Berkeley. But aside from that, he seems like just a smart working class guy that worked in academia, and had his ideas. And you could agree with him or not. Killing people is probably never the right way to go about anything. But
True story.
But he did have some good points in his book about stuff that came true. Very, very prescient.
Yeah, actually, I just linked you a copy of it, 509, in the StreamYard chat. It's, all things considered, it's fairly short. Definitely worth the read.
So for my viewers, what is this? What are some of the things that he had talked about, guys? That he prophesied. I mean, that he kind of like, was let's just say, why was he an enemy of the state?
Well, because he was mailing bombs through the
No. With his manifestos. Besides that, with his manifestos.
Well, here's one example. Here's 147. To start with, their techniques of surveillance. Hidden video cameras are now used in most stores and many other places. Computers are used to collect and process vast amounts of information about individuals. Information so obtained greatly increases the effectiveness of physical coercion through the law enforcement. Then there are methods of propaganda, mass communication, media. Efficient techniques have been developed for winning elections, selling products, influencing public opinion. So all of that was going on then, and it's still very much going on now. It seems to be the the cornerstone of all of our problems.
Here's
or a
a-
lot of our problems.
Here's a section from Over Socialization, number 26. Over socialization can lead to low self esteem, a sense of powerlessness, defeatism, guilt, etc. One of the most important means by which our society socializes children is by making them feel ashamed of behavior or speech that is contrary to society's expectations. If this is overdone, or if a particular child is especially susceptible to such feelings, he ends up feeling ashamed of himself. Moreover, the thought and the behavior of the over-socialized person are more restricted by society's expectations than are those of the lightly socialized person. The majority of people engage in a significant amount of naughty behavior. They lie, they commit petty thefts, they break traffic laws, they goof off at work. R slash, what was that subreddit? Hate work?
Hate work or anti-work.
Yeah.
Most mainstream communist Reddit subreddit of all time.
Isn't all communism mainstream?
Yeah.
They hate someone, they say spiteful things, or they use some underhanded trick to get ahead of the other guy. The over-socialized person cannot do these things, or if he does do them, he generates himself in a sense of shame and self-hatred. The over-socialized person cannot even experience without guilt thoughts or feelings that are contrary to the accepted morality. He cannot think unclean thoughts. And socialization. Unclean, he's an unclean believer.
Wrong thought, wrong think.
Wrong thought. That's a new one. No one's done that one yet.
It's not a matter of morality. We're just socialized to conform to many norms of behavior. Thus, the over-socialized person is kept on a psychological leash and spend his life running on rails that society has laid down for him. In many over-socialized people, this results in a sense of constraint and powerlessness that can be a severe hardship. We suggest that over-socialization is among the more serious cruelties that human beings can inflict on one another.
Cool.
And we are most definitely in a state of being over-socialized with just a constant engagement, constant trying to get the clicks and get the views and get the likes and get the shares and engage with me on my social media platform. And it's a total, our brains are not wired for that. It's not good. And when you put people in a position of feeling powerless, of course they're going to succumb to the first person coming along saying, hey, guess what? I'm from the government and I'm here to save you. Oh, yes.
As you say that, I'm reading right here, 162, human race at a crossroads. The system is currently engaged in a desperate struggle to overcome certain problems that threaten its survival, aka the survival of the system, not us, among which the problems are of human behavior is most important. If the system succeeds in acquiring sufficient control, so pretty much sufficient control over human behavior, quickly enough, it will probably survive. Otherwise, it will break down. We think the issue will most likely be resolved within the next several decades, say 40 to 100 years. Now, stand 6 feet apart. Oh, man, that sounds like taking control of human behavior, right?
Oh, yeah.
Arbitrary shit injected into your life.
That's the graphene right there. Look, from what I have seen,
I like that. I like that a lot. That's good.
These small little robots are taking control of our micro actions, our micro senses, neurology, all that. Like it's going inside of you and changing you from within. The enemy within. I actually got this comic book just free. It was from an order of another comic book. It was called The Terminator, old school comic book from The Enemy Within. It was just interesting, right? And I thought about it deeply. I'm like, that's so interesting, right? The T800s and all of these, right? They're these metallic graphene type of enemies from within. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is, man. changing times, wild times that we live in. Isn't that right, boys? I'm glad to know you guys because there's a whole bunch of little simps out there. I'm not talking about Simpsons either, right? You know what I mean?
We love the Sims.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a simp.
How do we rationalize what's happening with the Simpsons? A quick answer: is it more that they are part of the system, or maybe some people are time travelers?
Why not both?
I mean, no, I mean, but specifically with the Simpsons, what do you think? What do you know? You think it's just he's part of the system, and that's why Matt Groening and all of them, that's why they can predict the future? A little bit.
It was the most brilliant writing team ever assembled for cartoons at the highest level. It was like the CIA of cartoon writers. Connections,
Dude.
old families, fucking high IQs, man. Those guys. So never before and never since have there been such a collection of like minds for something as stupid as a cartoon like The Simpsons, and that's what you get. You know, life is funny like that sometimes.
Either that, or we're just that predictable, and it quite literally does write itself.
Well, people did predict 9/11. You know, Bill Cooper predicted 9/11, and Simpsons predicted 9/11, and so these things are out there. You know, it's inconvenient if you don't believe in the big picture, but
I mean, yeah, when people tap into you know, their higher consciousness, their higher self, there has been a whole bunch of instances across history, you know, thousands of years to even hundreds of years old, that we can get answers and, you know, visions from the future, right? Yeah, I believe that, man. I can see that. Maybe sometimes it's just like, hey, people are really tapped in, you know, sometimes. But then also sometimes people are really inside the system. I can't really put my finger on which one it is. All I know is that if we as a society want to see, you know, what the elites think of us, watch The Simpsons. Pretty much, you know. So here about at the hour mark, we're gonna take a break. That's here in like maybe like 20 minutes. All right, cool. So now for the moment, guys, you know, let's go on and talk about a little bit more aliens right here. Netflix Eyes White Mountains movie adaptation from Higher Ground Productions on Betty and Barney Hill, which is one of the oldest and most prized UFO story in America. I personally cannot even fathom, like, this. Why would Barack be part of this?
For the money.
we all know why Barack would
Ka-ching.
be part of this. Yeah.
You know,
How
look,
many other
you know, if you're,
Netflix shows has he produced now at this point?
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
So many, man. Talk about washing it, huh? Let's say you know Netflix is part of the system. Aside from all the other reasons why. You think
Obama's Higher Ground Productions sets new slate of Netflix TV film projects. Wow.
they're ruling Netflix and the podcast space. They keep dropping podcasts. Like you did that podcast with Bruce Springsteen. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Ugh,
Yes.
disgusting.
you think he's gonna go ahead and do good then? I mean, Ars Production's good. I haven't watched any of them. I haven't watched any of that crap.
Whenever I see him, I just turn it off.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
get a little
It's
thirsty. I'm like, I want some of that Flint water he was sipping on.
No, I mean, like, okay, look, considering this, look, from what I heard in a recent podcast is that Barack Obama had gotten Donald Trump into office this last round to take over Hillary Clinton. Okay, now let's just put that into perspective. Barack Obama is a great producer. You know who else was a great producer? Donald Trump. Donald Trump at around 17 years old was actually enlisted in a video producing school, right? You know, a supreme collegiate level. And, you know, he actually weighed the options and, you know, it was like an interview way back in the day. He's like, yeah, I just don't think the filmmaking school will make me as much success as going on into, you know, doing real estate and all this shit. And maybe money, right? What is up with these politicians having so much like success on these producer levels? Is it as you just said with the Simpsons, this is all a CIA script? You know, as we know, people love to say Hollywood is just a script, life is just, you know, a script, right? You know, is it really just that way, that all of these guys have such masterminds? Like, are these guys really great thinkers, or are they just puppets?
That's what this is, you know. Satanic black magic. Sick shit.
They're great liars. Great politicians are great actors, great liars. And they're able to look people in the face and tell them something that isn't true, and like know it in their hearts that it isn't true, and just try to be as genuine as possible. That's their whole thing. And that's what actors do in a different way. But it translates over. And I think that Trump's always been a theatrical type. He's always been on TV. He's always been doing acting stuff. And
in front of the camera.
Acting's tough. Like people shit on actors all day long, and rightfully so, you know, in many cases. But but acting is tough. Like, to be a good actor, to be, you know, believable and hit that mark is actually a gift that you have to hone. And he definitely has that gift for sure. So it's tough.
I don't think Obama has that gift though.
I don't think so either. I think he knows how to play a part, which is I'm Barack Obama, former President Obama. He has that role, but then his real life role is a chain smoking,
calling in strikes,
fucking just like psycho, power hungry psycho, and
calling in the world's most strikes, pretty much.
You ever see that? One of the best SNL skits ever was when Phil Hartman played Reagan. You remember that bit? And he's like, "Oh, the Girl Scouts are here to see you, sir. Oh, nice to see you, little girl." And then as soon as the girl's gone, he's like, "All right, you fucking assholes, get back in here. Like we're gonna crush these fucking Ruskies, you know. Sir, your wife's here. Oh, please have dinner too. Okay, great. All right, everybody, get the, you know." And it's all a front, you know. It's a public perception thing, and there's a whole building full of people that are working on it, just like the Biden clones. There's fucking 2 buildings worth of people probably working on Biden.
At least.
So is this bad news for ufology? I mean, or people, you know, the UFO history, where if Barack Obama is touching this story, you know, the Betty and Barney Hill story. So all right, for everybody,
I would consider it nothing more than just more noise around a story, a story about the Barneys specifically. With someone like Obama coming in and touching it, you got to realize it's just name brand recognition. I really feel like it's Obama presents this movie. You should watch it because it says Obama presents at the top.
So you know it's quality.
Yeah. So you know it's real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, should we take this story, like, or is it just more of it's just theatrics, right? You know, he's just trying to cash crop. You know, he's just trying to cash in. Because I that is also something that we see now, probably with personalities like, you know, Elizondo, maybe, you know, Greer. They're just trying to cash in. You know, get a whole bunch of fucking money for bullshit, right?
Oh yeah. They might as well make money off of the UFO people. It's kind of a troll on their part.
They give it up so freely.
Yeah. Take my money.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, that is a thing, right? Right, where people want to be they just want to be part of it, right? So they're just giving money out, man. And the bigger guys, they want to take the money, man.
They'll watch anything. They'll watch anything with aliens. Some people will. You know,
I mean, I feel that I'm not gonna go to Netflix to get the true hard hitting deep dive behind Waco. I'm gonna watch that Waco documentary for an hour. I'm gonna get really weirded out because the ATF agents that they were interviewing were acting. I could see them try to like take a beat, as they say, to get into the moment, to take them back, to remember just like how traumatic that day was for them. I don't necessarily need Netflix to tell me what the story was. There's far more interesting and better researched, better prepared productions like the TCG, those conspiracy guys. Absolutely. Their exploration of all things Waco, phenomenal. You know what? It's not on Netflix.
Those conspiracy guys go pretty hard, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't always listen to 4 hours worth of podcasting, but when I do, and when I can, I go to them for sure. They're definitely hard hitting. They dive real deep. Shout out, big shout out right there, man. A lot of my information just came from them, and just for sure. Now we're talking about the system over here trying to just take the money, right? Now this is a fitting article right here. So Fox News has sent Tucker Carlson a cease and desist letter over his Twitter show, bro. What the fuck is going on? Like, these guys are just that much of haters where they're like, nah, you're over here on a whole different platform and you still aren't allowed, right?
We fired you and you're still not allowed to work. Very, very mean of you, Fox.
Well, it's really just comes down to what the contract said. I mean, if they had any sort of like non-competing clauses or anything,
Damn,
he
almost
might be
$1 billion to Dominion. Dominion's a shady organization, my friends. Oh my goodness. That's almost as much as Alex Jones has to pay out.
Yeah, where's his freedom of character, though? Doesn't he have at least like some right to be himself? Isn't that just like a natural human right?
Not anymore.
In fact, no. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not. It was a sarcasm.
If he's got a contract, though, I agree with Boobs. It's Fox might have him by the balls, but if he does it for free, then this is the power of value for value. You know what I mean?
Oh, so is it because he's so famous that it's automatically monetized and it can't be for free?
I think the idea in and of itself is that Fox is shutting them down because their former product, Tucker Carlson, not the person, but the show Tucker Carlson, went and transplanted itself onto a new platform, which is Twitter, and it's still being presented as America's favorite Tucker Carlson, and that's what Fox is taking issue with. So I'm not saying that Fox has copyright on his name. I'm not saying Fox has copyright on his looks or anything, but in essence, if they still have a contract between the two parties and this, kind of Tucker Carlson character is under contract to Fox, then they're going to shut it down.
Tucker Carlton should be his name. The name of his show.
He should name it. He should change his name to Cucker Tarleson right there.
There we go.
Sounds like a type of elephant or something. Sounds like a big Latin name for an animal. Tucker. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Cucker Tarleson.
A Cucker Tarleson. Oh my god.
It's just a grotesque postmodern psyop, and anyone who's fallen for this is brain damaged.
I mean, so is Tucker Carlson a psyop? Speaking of just that little clip, I mean, we've seen those threads, right, about the red Kabbalah bands. You guys seen those threads, right, where all these politicians, all these higher ranks, they have that little red Kabbalah band. You know what I'm talking about?
I would need to see it, I suppose.
I know the theory.
So on the wrist right there, he has this little red thread of band, and I guess it's linked to some secret society type of stuff. Yeah, and a lot of these celebrities have it.
Well, I've heard that it is a giant club.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do you think was happening? Is Tucker Carlson just a psyop? Or what is he just is? Because I mean, look, it's just like that Project Veritas. All these clips, they're pretty much backing the idea of all of this being true, and these people having so much power. Like that Project Veritas clip about the Pfizer dude. making everybody believe that all of this is extremely, extremely real and dangerous, and this is, this is over the top. Is it just more dramatics with him right here? What do you think?
I don't necessarily outright think that Tucker is a psyop. I really just think that he's another guy that's getting paid to play a part. I mean, he is an actor in that sense. He has his role, and I guess given by his ratings and his viewership numbers, in the eyes of some, he played that role very well. But when you start to smack the hand that feeds you, i.e. the pharmaceutical sponsors, and sitting there and start running your mouth off about what was the other? I guess it was Ukraine. We're talking about us just supplying weapons ad nauseum. Like, you ruffle some feathers, you say the wrong thing, you're, kind of unpersoned. You're fucking taken down a notch or two. So I don't think he's outright getting a script handed to him day by day that's coming from the CIA per se, but I don't think he's part of the solution by any means.
And that's a shortcoming on him, and not about him being a spook. In your opinion, I agree with that. I think for the most part, I think he's just a guy who's from the highest levels. Like he's a Ronan Farrow type. He was born in the purple, and he's been part of the system for a long time. And I think that he's figured something out in the last couple of years, and he's caused a stir.
And it's cool to see him kind of flip script on the Iraq War as an example, because he was a big old fucking drum banger for that back in the day.
Total war hog.
Totally. Say. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I did hear a lot about that from back in the day.
Now, if you ask Sir Seat Sitter about it, he's got an interesting take. He thinks that Tucker is here for one reason and one reason only. He's going to be the guy that announces that the aliens are here. Sir Seat Sitter from the Abs in a Six Pack podcast. Yeah, he's got a hypothesis that Tucker is here to be the front guy for the aliens landing, and because he's the America's #1 trusted source of media information, the public's going to turn to him, and he's going to be like, "Oh yeah, the aliens are here."
He's going to break the news. He's been chosen.
Right now, I would say probably like Alex Jones has all the hardcore right wingers, and then now Tucker has all the moderate right wingers, right? And he's going to make everybody believe all that. And even people leaning on the fence. Yeah, you guys do have a point there with everything that's going on. He definitely has this sway about him where everything that he says, people pay attention to.
He's very relatable. He's the hero of the silent generation, as Nixon called it, or the silent majority. I'm sorry, the silent majority, where you got a lot of people out there that are just kind of middle of the road conservatives, and Tucker has those people,
by the balls,
in the palm of his hand.
Tucker's all right. I can only take him in short little bursts like this short.
How concerned should we be about giant spiders dropping from the sky?
Very.
Oh, wow.
They make web parachutes and they sail.
He says some funny stuff. He says some funny stuff, man. I'll be honest. Now, let's go ahead and run through this one little clip right here before we take a break. Now, this we had something that's pretty important happen. All around the world the last few years. Elderly abuse. We've seen, just it go on all over social media. And what's happening right here with John Amos, we don't really know. The Roots and Good Times actor is in the hospital, and elderly abuse investigation has begun. Dude, this is tough, man, because you have seen this. There's over the last few years, all over social media, you've seen people, young, youthful people, be like so happy about hurting elderly, and then just being so
COVID was all
psychotic
that.
about it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the
Did you guys
videos
watch
are.
Roots and Good Times?
I have not, admittedly.
I've watched parts of it. Yeah, both shows. Roots is classic, but very controversial today. They couldn't make it today, I don't think.
Oh yeah, it would definitely not be on air, wouldn't it? Yeah. So right here it says an elderly abuse investigation is underway for John Amos, 83-year-old Good Times actor, is hospitalized in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's being studied by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. Man, this is pretty intense. This is pretty serious then, guys.
Is it his family that's been negligent, or is it the hospital? Who's at fault here?
I would imagine that they had him in some type of retirement home, and they just abused him. I'm guessing. This doesn't say, but that is the thing with retirement homes where I know, like, just from firsthand stories, like some of these retirement homes are fucking shady.
No doubt.
Like Ben Stiller from Happy Gilmore. You will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
I love that movie, bro. I mean, it's awesome. Right here, man. Yeah. So guys,
This guy's a
just,
legend.
everybody put a prayer up.
Using this guy. Yeah, prayers for this.
Yeah.
guy.
Look, man, Good Times, Roots, those are some of them. I would say those are probably some of the best American shows, right? You know, out of all the shit that's been, happening over the last 10 years, all the shows, the garbage shows, this is an actual good dude. Maybe, good. How about say, I don't know, maybe good dude.
He's in a bunch of great movies too. I mean, he's in a ton of comedies, and he's a great Hollywood longtime guy. He's a legend. Yeah, it's too bad.
I mean, but when we're thinking about Hollywood, though, like, do all of them have their hands tainted? Should we really, like? It's a touchy thing, but hey, how about this? He's an elderly, and our elderly, just like our kids, our elderly should be saved. Just like our kids should be saved, our elderly should be saved. Hashtag that, and we're gonna go into break, guys. We're gonna take a 7-minute break. Hashtag save the elderly, and guys, so 7 minutes, we'll be back. Yeah, 2 minutes,
right.
2 songs worth, pretty much.
Monster spiders could invade.
Gonna go far, that's what we on the run for, go hard. Sipping gin while we sitting, spitting those bars. Getting rich, got a vision, get the show cards. Lot of money laying around cause we go hard, always go hard. Spitting fire, see the sonar, hope they resonate with the vibe. Feel like Mozart, really I'm alive in my soul, feel like Mozart. That's what hoes are, too explosive so I show art. Yeah, I make art, sad to see people with no heart. I work to replace all of the negative, I go far with it. I'ma show all of these bitches no complaining. If you with it, don't you dream me, see the vision. Need my energy, the mission, really take all my precision. Every single day I picture where I'll be the day we get it. Feed the brothers, feed the fam, I don't really give a damn. I don't wanna get famous, I wanna lend a hand. Give the cash and rubber bands to the people always standing on my side, always down to ride, say I planned it. I'm the guy, like the supersized on the planet. In my mind, I don't gotta try, I already have it. I'll be doing damage, I was born a savage. In my mind, I already died, living lavish. Heaven is a state of mind, be glad if you have it. Living in a simulation, be patient to grab it. Universe will bring it to you if you ain't an average. If you live an average, then Satan's bound to manage your life. I'm just trying to tell you, if you gonna roll the dice, gamble in your life instead of living precise. I ain't perfect, but I'm gonna earn it. No, it don't concern anybody but my person. Lesson that I learned is that people are gonna burn. Anything you do, they gonna pay the price.
Nothing nice come in life for the dipshits. They just wish shit, never gonna manifest it. Never catch me resting, short-term blessings. I just want my brain to work so I can write my next hit. Ignite the blessings, manifest my life, never question a moment in my life. I be knowing that it's meant to be, this my destiny. All the rest of my life really history. The day that I'm finally gone, they'll be missing me. Your position be the reason that I'm gone. 200 songs done, I've been on the run. I ride a wave, make a way, I'm the one. I stay the same, but I'm changing a ton. Rearranging my brain for the gains through the sun. I've been absorbing the light, I could say that I won. At least I'm conscious of what I'm doing, praying a ton. Relay all the information, staying patient with the shit. I write a hit just to get through all the shit. I ain't a bitch, so I'll make it. I ain't dealing with the prick, I'm finna take over the game. Really, I'm getting in, I'm really glad that you're here to witness it. I'm about to fix entire rap game. You could call it magic like a trick. Classic with the way I spit it. They be clapping when it hits. I be snapping on this shit. I've been rapping, feeling lit. I'm not new, what I do. I've been at it for a minute, pursuing, doing the damage new. I would do everything that I said I would do. I gotta have it, so goddamn it, I'ma be everything I plan to be. Glad to see money coming my way, believe I'll achieve anything I put my mind to, or at least I try to. I'm avoiding my doom, manifesting my room. Meditate to ease the flow. Third eye open, see the goal, the energy. It can enter me, get me to feeling full. Forget my enemies, dead to me, yeah, I proceed to go to a new dimension. Gotta mention it's inside a soul. Go inside, fuck the outside. Never tell lies, show pride for belief. Gotta keep the range wide, so instead I just write another hit. Getting fried, rolling up, smoke another blunt for the good times. Good times, bad times makes for the good rhymes. So it never matters, I just learned, no I can't hide. Thank God for every second was birthed with the mind of an ancient soul who's just waiting for the next sign. I'm always watching, vision like a hawk, have 'em flocking. When I drop it, I'm talking, have 'em knocking. The knowledge that I'm dropping, I'm coming out the noggin, I'm logged in. That's the intuition, nothing wrong with doing what you feel is right. Everybody got this. Usually feel it in the night when I'm dropping knowledge. Never even needed any college, abolish people telling people what they want. I do not wish control over anybody, do it for the profit. That's the reason that they push it, do it from the cockpit. Cause they got the money, want the money on the mob shit. On the mob shit, but I know they ain't gon' make it, shit is poppin'. At the end of time, new age topics. Revolutionary crusade cross, here we go to a new space. Yeah, we enter in a new place. Louis V on my shoelace, rolling with the blue face. Yeah, I'm wondering what you chase. Just another dude caught up in the rat race. Moving my pace, lot of people looking at me sideways. I chase future preparations, gotta go through my phase till I feel ready to rearrange it. Happen on a daily basis, tripping oasis. When so many people that I can see through their faces and touch, so I'm reading minds, feel like I'm evasive, persuasive. Cause I feel the vibe, manipulation, I'm patient. Yeah, I feel the vibe, then work to change it. Manifestation, blessings is what I'm chasing. Quantum physics, I'm about to take the time and rearrange it. I play with reality, can't feel like I'm basic. Most people shut it down, don't wanna embrace it. Replacing knowledge.
And we are back. Thank you guys. Go check out my sponsors over at Boomer Boost, vitamins, supplements, nutrients, and everything that you need to get your 2023 mind, body, and soul in action. They are spiritually aligned with all of our views over here on the 509 Divine Pines podcast, and with your mind and your body and heart of their products. Yes, literally the best thing that America can offer you. Yeah, literally, man. You see out there's a lot of trash. These guys are all natural. They're amazing. They have everything like that's literally like great for your body. You know, green supplements, barley, they got vitamins, minerals, nutrients. Yeah, I don't even need to go ahead and express how much I love them. Just use my coupon code Joe30 for 30% off your order. And that is at boomerboost.com. Thank you guys. So, hey, say guys, you know, what's been cooking with you guys? What you know, let's just say what's been in your guys' wheelhouse, you know?
Oh boy.
What topics? What topics? Like what do you want to hit today? You know, as far as like what you guys got cooking. What's been on your mind? I mean, I got some topics we can cover here in a bit, but let's you know, let's go ahead and have some casual conversation with what you guys been like really looking at with you know, with the world.
Well, I can speak for myself in this regards of it's not going to sound too terribly surprising, I guess, but I've been kind of keeping an eye out on some technical things, and just last night I did a 2-hour stream of music that's all self-hosted or hosted on open-ish platforms. Um, Using all the new podcast and 2.0 stuff, and essentially it created a radio stream that every time the song changes, the art changes, the title changes in the app, and the value tag or the wallet will change to that artist. So as you're listening and as you're streaming sats, every time that new song kicks in, all of the value is redirected to that artist, which is just, it blows my mind. I'm so incredibly excited to play with this, because you're pulling out that 0.003% or whatever the hell it is for Spotify, you know, what they pay out for their royalties and listens and streams and whatnot. So it's really, music is going to take off in a huge way, in ways that nobody's done yet, which it gets my Jimmy's all stewarded did.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be a new way. Artists can put their music out there. It can be published, and then they're going to see some very real returns.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be paid a lot better than what they would be at Spotify with Bitcoin, which is the money of the future, as they say.
It's going to be phenomenal. I'm so excited to just that we're in a position where we can even play around with this stuff at the front door. You know, it's so new that only one of the guys is apps is supporting it right now. That's how fresh it is. So,
but it's going to grow. We think it's going to be applied
yeah.
to things in the near future.
Now, imaginably, crypto inspired concerts would be way easier on the money, right? You know, you'd be able to actually pay everything without having to give money out to all these contract, you know, little parts like portions, right? To the lawyers, to the banks, and all this. Like crypto inspired concerts, yeah, you would be pocketing a lot of the money, way more money to yourself.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of that's eaten up by the companies like Live Nation. They're sort of the Walmart of sending out touring productions for shows. You can go to livenation.com and just look at all of the artists that they supply production to. You can look at all of the venues that they operate in. It's a massive operation. They were part of the group that coalesced with, who was it, Lavish? Was it Ticketmaster? Or there was some other company that they ended up like merging with, and it created that hell Hydra.
Yeah. Or like StubHub or something like that. Now they just control everything.
Yeah.
If we can find ways for live bands to be able to perform, you know, online, and then have this payment system in place where, you know, people can tip them with Bitcoin as they play live. We have the value splits in place. You know, when they go straight to their wallet, there is no middleman at all.
I mean, realistically, we could do that right now with just an audio stream. We would just need the bands and somebody to connect to the actual audio stream to broadcast them out. But, you know, all we need is just to book 3 or 4 bands and set up a 3-4 hour stream every every time the new set engages with a new band in a new location, that value tag engages for everybody associated with that stream there. I mean, you've created an on-air music festival that anybody can support in a self-hostable app. I mean, it's so new. Nobody's doing stuff like this yet.
This would be very interesting, where you can then rent out that stream to buyers. People are like, hey man, I love what you got going on. I want to host a party. Let me rent out what you got going on. You could have concerts over the air for like different locations. You could send it around the world.
I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, because you'd have the infrastructure all set up, and like you can write it in so that let's say 80% is going to go to the artist, and you can just program it into your feed that whoever is hosting said material gets 20%, 10%, whatever. It's all numbers that you can decide. So it in and of itself, it's like you've written in a contract that's as valid and as good as long as your RSS feed is up online and still working.
With everything that's going on with AI and people hiring AI, I can 1000% see clubs be interested in the world's first cyber concert of like, you put your stream over whatever, however you're doing, or, crypto inspired. And then you even have like if you want like an AI, like, DJing for you on like some app, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all interesting. It's all new, right? Like
as long as it was a holographic anime chick that was hot.
I'm not going unless it's a holographic anime chick. Damn
That's how you reel them in, right? Yeah. That's the AI everybody's waiting for.
You had me at holographic anime girl.
Shit, holographic Tupac had the world. So, yeah.
That's an old school trick. Are you familiar with Pepper's Ghost? Have you ever heard of this? Have you seen this?
No.
Have
you seen this?
Is this Project Bluebeam?
Pepper's Ghost is
it's an old stage trick.
Yeah, it's the quintessential. We need to make a ghostly apparition appear on stage. So what it is it's just a sheet of glass that you have at a 45-degree angle. And you have your subject that you're wanting to make appear somewhere. You hit them with a really bright light source, and because the light bouncing off of them hits that plexiglass or that glass back in the day, it creates this kind of ghostly apparition that's free floating. It goes all the way back to the 19th century. It's 1800s. So the Tupac thing, that's technology. It's just got fancier computers behind it. But it's been around for a long time. The Disney's Haunted Mansion, that was one of the first major attractions that was making use of it. And so when you think about Project Bluebeam and this idea that they are projecting this deity, or they're projecting these alien conquerors coming from the sky, and then you get to thinking about, well, aliens and ghosts and jinn and cryptos and angels and demons, like, are these all kind of one and or / the same? And then you get to thinking, it's like, oh, well, we've been projecting ghosts using trickery, lighting trickery. We're projecting what's supposed to be dead characters on this stage play. This idea has been around for a long while.
I did first see this in my life in Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo would be showing a lot of these type of things, right? Like the tricks on ghosts, the tricks on spirit. Scooby-Doo, I would say, made me interested in the paranormal 1000%, bro. It was like the leading influence into spooky things, and made it cool to search it out, be manly about it, be tough about it, right?
And to not take anything at face value, which is my favorite lesson of Scooby-Doo. It's like, you think this place is haunted, you think there's aliens, you got to look into it a little bit. It might just be an old man in a mask. You never know.
Who's behind the mask?
Yeah.
To seek the full understanding of it in all reality, because like I mean, yeah, some of these spirits out there, what I try to like really understand is why they're there, why it's appearing, what's what the emotion is, what's the history.
Coming from a place of understanding.
Yeah, it taught you to really seek. I would say, I'll be honest, Scooby Doo is probably one of the coolest shows, ever.
Absolutely. Top 10, probably top 5 cartoons of all time. American cartoons, for sure.
Because nowadays I'm like Shaggy. I'm over there, I'm just making smoke all day.
You want a cold listen to this Scooby Doo bumper that I have? It's 25 seconds. I don't know what's on it.
Heck yeah, bro. You know.
Throughout the years, a lot of people have asked me, Fred, why the scarf? And I always tell them the same thing. Why don't you mind your own business, pal? I'm a cartoon star. I have more people telling me what I want to wear. So don't be afraid to express your true self. And remember, fashion first.
Nice. Fashion first, everybody. You heard it here.
Express yourself.
They have Scooby-Doo on this multiverses video game. I was over there. It's fucking sick. It's like they got this little adult video game on computers and Xbox. Pretty sick. They got all these Warner Brothers characters, and it's definitely made for adults. 1000%. It's not made for kids.
Oh, like the Velma cartoon was.
It's Super Smash Brothers. I haven't seen the Velma cartoon.
Oh boy,
what's that about?
You're lucky, man.
What do you guys mean? Is this some stuff that I have to go to the dark web or no?
No. It's very mainstream. They made the new Velma show.
Yeah. So what's about it? She's lesbian, isn't she?
She's a lesbian Indian, and she's like, it's just bad writing. It's just some of the worst writing, the most lazy woke writing you've ever heard in your life. And like,
it's so off the rails.
It's off the rails.
Well,
man.
Lavish, I still have some of your clips here. We can maybe hit one or two of them.
If you want, only some of them have actual quotes from the show, but go for it. We can give it a shot.
Let's do it.
Let's do the first one. Too much money.
Nice roller bag. You selling Bibles later?
Nice outfit. You driving a big rig to Bakersfield later?
No, dummy. This is a disguise. Because what we're doing is illegal.
Oh, sorry we can't all make it rain cool shades, El Chapo. You know what? Let's just do this.
Don't you want any tips on selling?
I think I got it. Drugs are like crack to these people.
Was that the show?
So this is the context.
What the fuck?
This is the context. Velma is working for Daphne. Daphne, who is now half Asian, half white. She sells drugs on their high school campus. They're all in high school, and Daphne is like the local drug dealer, and she's hired Velma to go out onto the playground, fucking whatever, the quad, and go and sell drugs. And this is the conversation they have.
Drugs are like crack to these people. Ugh.
I can't believe that. Yeah,
drugs
you guys.
Here. Get your drugs here. Narc. White girl with too much money. White girl with too much money.
You don't know me. I'm a white girl who's bored. Let's roll.
Yeah, go. I don't care. Enjoy your slow descent into organic farming, losers.
Really, groundbreaking material.
No, Multiverses isn't that bad, but this shit. Oh my god, I need to watch that show just for the laugh, bro. That seems like it would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, watch the first couple. You'll laugh in the wrong ways.
Now, speaking of all the wrong ways, let's hit on something. I know this is something that you guys had talked about. Oh man, JP Morgan had just paid out $290 million to 100 victims over a Epstein, let's just say, connection. Man, this is interesting.
Oh yeah,
100 people. Wait, so like 100 people, that would mean like in some admittance that this is a large operation.
Yeah, they're paying off 100 parties for this whole thing because Jamie Dimon, the current CEO of JP Morgan, is intimately tied with Jeffrey Epstein and personally managed his account. So he
Drop
has
the hammer.
all
Let's hear it.
Let's do it. Oh, you got a clip?
No, you. I'm saying so Jamie Dimon has how long has he been involved with so this is JP Morgan's top man. How long has he been involved with Epstein? I don't know anything. I don't know too much about this.
Since at least the 80s, he's been managing his account. Jeffrey
That's 40
Epstein has
years.
been Jeffrey Epstein, how old was he when he died? Let's look this up.
60 some? Probably 60. Yeah, probably.
So,
I'm gonna go 57.
57. Okay. By the time this guy was in his late 20s, he was already like Mr. New York Wall Street. They have pictures of him. They've got honeypots of him in the New York Times. Him on like dating ads in the New York Times. 27 years old, this guy was a $100 millionaire. And when he was doing all that stuff, when he was this big hot shot, Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan were running his accounts. They were running all of his assets. And the idea is that Epstein was an asset for a honeypot operation run by both the CIA and Mossad, the Israeli intelligence, and that it was basically his job to record powerful people doing salacious things in order to blackmail them, which is a major part of the the high echelons of government and society. If you want to be part of the club, you have to pay the toll. And the people who really run things, they want to have blackmail on you. And Epstein was part of that system, part of that network, as far as just a general sex trafficking network that catered to the elite. And JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon in particular is absolutely aware of a lot of his activities and managed his account personally.
He was age 66. What a cryptic number.
Damn.
66. What a number.
Yeah, right? Jesus. So
excuse me.
JP Morgan was the right-hand man of Epstein and the operations. Yeah, is that it? Pretty much like for the money part, for the banking part.
Yeah, at the service level, and you got to imagine they were involved in offshore accounts and stuff. But as far as the visual capital, that JP Morgan ran all of it, and Jamie Dimon was personally a friend of him, and they hung out together.
Yeah, I mean, I seen his name all over the list, for sure.
Yeah,
I just didn't know how far I went back.
Decades.
That's interesting. So 100 women right here says are expected to seek compensation. Many women who filed a claim with Epstein's estate through the Epstein Victims Compensation Program are likely to be included in 2 pending bank settlements. I can't believe that they made an Epstein Victims Compensation Program. That's how serious this is.
Yeah, hundreds of millions going to these people to settle out of court so that the lists don't get dropped. Right, Boobs? Is that your take on it too?
Well, I was trying to dig back through the show notes here. I'll share what you had pulled for Diamond there. I feel like there's a lot of scrambling. They got to get these flight logs. They gotta get those buried somehow, and shut everybody up as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they got to put it pretty deep down into all of it.
Yeah, but I mean, Diamond. Here you go. Here's a quote from the show notes. Diamond was included in Times Magazine's 2006, 2008, 2009, and 2011 list of world's 100 most influential people.
That's wild.
Deutsche Bank is always involved in some seedy stuff too. They're the canaries in the coal mine. They're the bank that always gets hit the hardest but never goes away.
So, and then these banks run a lot of the real estate, right? So they know everything.
Yeah.
This is very interesting about like kidnapping. So like the banks know exactly who's living exactly as single parents and with whatever kids and everything. They know they know a lot. They know a lot.
True story. I guess I never considered it like that, but yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus, this got really dark really fast.
No, man. Hey, this is the 509 Divine Pies podcast. We go deep. I mean, in all reality, though, that's how it is. It's this giant operation, and I'm in a very serious place. Yakima Valley, like sex trafficking is fucking rampant. And
Was that Yakima, Washington? Is that what I was
Yes.
seeing on the? Wow, holy shit. Okay, I've been to
Yeah,
Yakima.
yeah. Oh, you've been there, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, congrats, bro. This is like a mini Mexico. I'm so glad you survived to tell the tale.
Oh yeah, I definitely got followed home back to the. We did a tour through there, and our show actually teched at that theater in the middle of downtown there.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, the old Yakima Downtown Theater.
Yeah. So I was walking distance to the Red Lion Theater, I think, and stayed there for about it was like 4 weeks. It was almost a month. Pulled up in Yakima.
Oh man, you had some fun, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There's always fun there. They don't run out.
Bruise and cues. I had a girl take 3 fingers down to her knuckle in my beer, pull them out, and started deep throating herself beside me. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm here.
I read this story.
She's here, and she's like trying to get my attention. Fucking takes the 3 fingers and just all the way down, all the way out, all the way in.
Savage, yo. Hey, where can I meet her?
Bruise and cues, man. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night.
Oh my, now that's what I call a double IPA. Oh my.
Oh,
wow,
man.
Well, thank God for bars.
You know, hey, Yakima's awesome, dude. I love it out here. We got everything, like literally everything. There's, they say that this is one of the hidden enchanted lands of America, where like, you got the mountains, you got the plains, the rivers, the agriculture. A little bit of everything, fish.
Y'all are the capital for growing hops too, right?
Yeah, dude. We grow some of the world's most hops, and America's hops. Like for real, it's by capita for sure. I think it's like 70 or 80% of America's beer comes from us, and it's pretty wild.
Holy shit! If that's true, then thank you for your service. Holy crap!
Hey, you're welcome. I've been in the fields. It stinks. It kind of related to weed, so it stinks just like weed. I love
it's cousin of weed.
Yeah, it actually like 1,000,000 years ago, guys. For this is a conspiracy podcast, but this is truth. 1,000,000 years ago, the DNA shows that cannabis and hops, beer hops, were related in the same plant. So yeah, cheers to that. I'm over here drinking wine though, which has the whole different fucking aroma.
Yeah. I'm over here drinking rum, spiced rum.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm working at a winery now, and fucking.
Oh, nice.
Getting some of their flavors, man. It's lovely.
You're becoming cultured. You're a cultured man now. I see.
Yeah, I have to learn about these florals and these scents and all of this, man. The rose, the Chardonnay, the white.
You got to be able to bullshit about all the different wines and stuff. That's fun.
Hey, but
that's a good time.
It's interesting, no, because like I'm into weed big time, and understanding the terpenes and the flavors. It goes real in depth, and if you have the expertise to understand what goes together, and what palates well with certain foods and stuff, like you can probably really make a hit.
You can definitely make a living if you pursue that hardcore. It's,
yeah.
But you got to know what you're doing, and you got to have a good palate and a good nose. Otherwise, you can't do it. You only get to a certain point.
I think that in the future, cannabis and wine is gonna be something in my future. Like a cannabis wine blend, make something real nice.
You guys grow those hops up there? You grow any grapes? You grow any wine grapes out there?
Oh, dude, we're surrounded by grapes over here.
Yeah.
So actually, Washington State is also the same latitude as Italy or something like that. Italy grows the world's best grapes, right? And wine and all that. Like we have some of the world's best wine, like up here too.
Surely.
Yeah, and weed.
That's for sure. Beer. You guys have some of the best beers. Washington has great beer.
Yeah, and there's ayahuasca camps and mushrooms all around, dude. Come over here if you want some fun.
I go up to Seattle pretty regularly, but
dude, we'll have to meet up sometime, man. For sure, all of us. Yeah. Hey, so let's move forward a little bit. This is something that this hits home right here because I'm a gamer and I don't understand what's happening right here. The FTC is now stepping in to try to block Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard. This is I would say, $1 trillion move because if this happens in the next 5 to 10 years, Microsoft and Activision would be on $1 trillion level, just the way they dominate gaming. The FTC is acting like a biatch and blocking this. So the Federal Trade Commission is set to file an injunction seeking to block Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. It's a $68.7 billion acquisition. This shit's huge, bro. This shit's huge on some real levels. I mean, we're all gamers. I would think a lot of us are gamers.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
oh
yeah. What the fuck is going on, guys? What do you guys
yeah.
think?
It's almost 69 billion. That's a lot.
So close. So close.
69.
So close. It's probably like 333, 33, 333 away from being 69, but whatever. I never did WoW, so I knew better than to go down the WoW route. What else has Blizzard done?
They got
Diablo
Call of Duty.
right now.
They got Call of Duty. Called all of Call of Duty.
Oh shit! Oh man,
That's huge.
Wait, Blizzard has Call of Duty? What?
Yeah, Activision.
You're
Activision
right.
Blizzard.
Oh, so Activision and Blizzard merged.
They
not too long ago.
4 years ago, and
Okay.
it changed the dynamics of everything.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because that's
Shit.
around when Warzone came out, and Warzone became one of the world's hottest games. And because it was a free to play, it brought in a lot of attention, time, ads, revenue, and it made people fall in love with that battle royale. And it was pretty much a drug at that point. These guys were
Oh, yeah.
dealing online drugs.
Oh. Yeah, StarCraft for sure. Interesting.
Bill Gates is an asshole. Oh my god. I mean, I know it's probably just more than him, but still, fucking Microsoft needs to.
Oh, they
The
got
FTC even is like, Microsoft, cool your jets.
They got Overwatch as well. Overwatch isn't one that I've ever played before.
It's a knockoff of TF2. You ever played TF2?
Nah.
What's TF2?
Team Fortress 2?
Oh yeah, Team Fortress. No, yeah, I love it. But
Yeah. Before Overwatch, there was that shit. Steam is like the main competitor now to all this stuff. They're the only people that can stand up to Microsoft, if they can at all. I wonder how much that acquisition would be if they bought Valve. It'd probably be over $100 billion.
now, could this be a future blocking? Because now, guys, like we have to think about the future. Over the next 5 years, what we're gonna see is all these consoles kind of be adapted to VR a little bit, right? So if Microsoft had VR capabilities and they bought out these guys, they would really kind of rule everything. Holy shit, because I remember actually just seeing and this is just a side piece of news. The Army rejected Microsoft's VR HoloLenses for all of their soldiers. They rejected at like 600,000 or 500,000 VR lenses for their soldiers, claiming that they were too real, they were too good, that they would actually the captains and all that, they were like, hey man, if we give this to our soldiers, they're ready to kill at will because of the AI that was involved with the VR, because of how in depth and serious. So that was Microsoft's adaptation to VR.
Yeah, that sounds like a native ad to me. That sounds like some PR bullshit. Oh, it's too real. Oh my god.
No, that makes sense. No. That really does make sense though, considering the state of what the speculation of what AI and robotics have caused. Have you ever heard of the Linda? I just mentioned this in my last episode, so I don't want to rehash this too much. But the Linda Moulton Howe interview, where in like 2004, 2016 or something like that, she was stating about in Japan there were like 4 robots that had killed like 10 scientists, and it was a joint operation between America and Japan, and because it was AI robotics, it just straight up slaughtered people. And if if Elon Musk is saying that AI is the death of us, and all of these, all of these big wigs, all Google's big techs, engineers, and all that, they're all saying AI is the death of us. I can see that, yeah, like, and this AI could be too powerful for the soldiers. If the soldiers were linked up to it, and they're like, yeah, find me the target, and the AI would find it and help them kill. Yeah, fuck yeah, that's not some PR for sure, bro. We got to think like they're not just trying to kill us out cold blooded, murder us, murder everybody like Terminator at all times, right?
I'll play
Sure,
a
bro.
clip of what I think of AI.
Hey guys, did you know that in terms of male human and female Pokemon breeding, Vaporeon is the most compatible Pokemon for humans? Not only are they in the field egg group, which is mostly comprised of mammals, Vaporeon are an average of 303 tall and 63.9 pounds. This means they're large enough to be able to handle human dicks.
It's a true
And
story.
With their impressive base stats for HP and access to acid armor, you can be rough with one. Due to their mostly water-based biology, there's no doubt in my mind that an aroused Vaporeon would be incredibly wet. So wet that you could easily have sex with one for hours without getting sore.
Yes.
They can also learn the moves
Easily.
Attract, Baby Doll Eyes, Captivate, Charm, and Tail Whip.
Yo, that's just hilarious. That's
the AI
hilarious.
stuff.
I don't even think that's a real clip. I hope not. Is that a real clip? That's AI generated, huh?
It's
Yeah.
generated, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds dead on though, right? They got
Yeah,
my favorite is when they argue about
Dude,
which
that sounds
Assassin's
so
Creed
real.
is the best. It's so real. Fucking great. Getting better every day.
No, in all reality, what I think what I think about the AI is that like it has the potential to be overpowering because we don't know what's on the other end. If it were being taken control of by some other entity, we wouldn't even understand it or know what's happening, and we would not be in control either way. So like I think that's where the death of AI is. Like it's too unlimited. Now speaking about this, going back to all of this though, yeah, hey, I just want to know, like, why do you think the FTC is stepping in? This was a big question mark for me.
They're probably
With
just
this-
making sure that this push for a monopoly is on the up and up. Does this monopoly meet our standards? The clipboard says yes.
Something
then-
tells me that somebody high up in the FTC, some executive, is a big Call of Duty fan, and they don't want all the shit to go to hell.
Nah, I don't think Microsoft will fuck up gaming. They
People hate
Nah.
Microsoft. Microsoft's never been less popular. I mean, there's like personal grudges against that company at this point, and I would see somebody at the FTC going, whoa. Microsoft, you don't need to control the entire video game market. We've got this.
you don't need to
massive
control the
gathering.
world, right? Yeah,
That's all they want to do. Is
No,
control
yeah,
the
they do
world.
want to control. They do. I do agree. You know what? After seeing it from that perspective, yeah, they do want to put their reptilian fingers in every little avenue they can.
They want to eat us all.
So speaking about eating us all right here, Wisconsin County considers creating a sanctuary status that pretty much will eat us all alive for transgender kids. Dane County, Wisconsin wants to create a sanctuary city. Is this a first of the world or because I haven't heard this from any other place, any of these other sanctuary cities that for immigrants or for whatever. Is this the first of the world, guys?
I don't know. I imagine California. Let me see if California's get one.
Yeah, I don't know if. I mean, I guess something in spirit like this surely has already been enacted.
Oh, now this other headline from KQED. See, this must be like a talking point. Everybody's arguing. They say that California becomes the first sanctuary state. Here, I'm going to post it in the chat.
Or transgender?
For transgender youth seeking medical care. So there's a battle going on here. Who's the first?
We're all first, comrade.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There are children.
Or even is Dane County. Dane County.
Dane County, Wisconsin.
Could we also like target these counties and say that maybe that there's some occultic families deep with that lay within them, you know, that really want to push for this? That's just my hypothetical thinking, right? You know,
You ever been to Connecticut?
No, fuck no. I haven't been to the East. I've only pretty much been to the Pacific Northwest, 11 states, like pretty much all the Pacific Northwest, and then Utah and Missouri.
Okay. Well, if you ever do go to the East Coast, you'll see what I think you're talking about, which is like a deep occult club that goes way, way back.
Oh, yeah.
Connecticut's the creepiest of all.
All the Masons.
Yeah, that's where all the Masons and the weirdos are.
There's
So
some
Yukon,
crazy Freemason halls. Especially Scranton, Pennsylvania's got a really good one.
Good old Scranton.
Scranton, Electric City. I got a sign there that says Electric
Wow.
City. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had no idea,
And,
guys. For real.
I got our chat open, and Cotton Gin says all the way back to colonial times. Yeah, you get there into Boston. Holy shit. Virginia's still got a lot of old constructs up. All sorts of old kind of ritualistic archaeology, not archaeology, architecture.
Like to sneeze. And everybody thinks that their dad was Ben Franklin. Everybody's like in on it, you know.
Because Ben Franklin was everybody's daddy.
It's true. And half of France.
Yes. He's got the skeletons
Yo,
in the
guys,
basement to prove it.
So for about 2 minutes. So for about 2 minutes, can you guys give all my viewers about maybe 1 minute, all my viewers a quick rundown about everything that your show talks about and who you have on? I'm gonna go hit the restroom real quick.
Okay. You want me to give it a shot, Boobs?
Sure.
Or you want to go for it?
Go for it.
Well, we are a conspiracy hypothesis podcast. We don't propound upon anything that doesn't have some serious referencing going on. We do show notes, we do art, we do music, we do all kinds of things. We have a beautiful intermission in the middle.
Yeah.
We have our own social media platform at Mastodon, spook.social. We've got a chat room, an IRC chat room. Server is irc.zeronode.net, and the channel is #greenroom.
Sometimes
And
the Red Room.
sometimes. And then sometimes #offstage.
Sometimes.
When it gets close to Halloween.
Oh, we got to talk about that soon.
Booberry and Lavish, just motor boating a bunch of boobies.
Yeah, we do this show live every Monday night. You can check us out over at badradio.live.
Badradio.live and leave a scream mail 612-263-SXXY. And they're running a porn site on our show here.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah. You can find our site easily at bts.lol, bts.lol. And also our show notes. We have show notes for every single episode that we do with fresh art and memes. And you can find that at zososcorner.substack.com. We do everything gratis. We don't have any paywalls. We don't have any corporate sponsors. We don't have any ads. We are purely supported by the producers who find value out of our show. Part of the value for value model.
Yeah, we wouldn't have it any other way.
That's right.
So incredibly legit.
Legit. Perfect timing.
Wow.
Too legit to quit. Hey, yes,
Like
sir.
a glove.
Almost professional at this.
Hey, all right. Yeah, so, man, speaking of like this Wisconsin stuff, is this what's going to happen to America? For sure, that we're just going to start seeing all these different bubbles of like sanctuary cities and sanctuary counties and, all these. It's really going to, we're seeing a lot more divisiveness, I guess. Am I right? Like,
Oh yeah, I mean I think it's just a continuation on lines that were drawn in the sand and are being rescribed into the earth. It's continuing on the ways it's already been said. I mean, these The people that are going to want to be on board are going to conglomerate into one area, and the people that don't want to be on board are going to conglomerate on the other side, regardless of, I guess, which side of the fence you're coming from. It's very tribal. It's very tribal, which is, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing per se. I don't think that people want to gravitate towards people that are of like-mindedness. It's just a matter of you have, if you wanted to get very binary about it, there's two mentalities, courtesy of Larry Blydner. You have Ascos and Leftas. You have assholes seeking to control others, and you have leave us the fuck alones. And that transcends any sort of political, religious, theological sort of ideology. It's merely just drawing two circles, and one circle is my business, one circle is your business, and here you are firmly implanting yourself into my business circle where they don't interact, where they don't mesh up. But I just think there's a lot of people that want a power trip, and they're gonna, turn the landscape to how they see fit. And I don't live there, and I don't necessarily, need to be concerned what they're doing there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the borders and barriers are definitely heightening and getting more visible, though, across the world. I would definitely hope that all of our places, my viewers and us talking right now, stay safe in the next 20, 30 years, because holy shit, some of these places are getting real weird. I'll be honest. Like, all the intent, all the all the camp intentments, right? All the camps, the
Yeah,
homelessness camps, right?
that's one thing that I would say is very much homogenizes America as it stands now, is the homeless population in downtown hubs. I mean, it paints the same picture everywhere in all of
Well,
these major
I mean,
cities.
then you get Oregon passing a law recently that makes it pretty much legal for anyone homeless to go ahead and say that this is their temporary or permanent household, whether it's your backyard, private residence, public. It doesn't matter where it is, and it could be in the streets, and that they're allowed to. They can even probably do it on top of a police station if they wanted to. Right? Some of these places are getting real. They're just getting real wicked. Real weird.
You know what the worst place of all is? Nobody talks about is Hawaii. If you
What
go
do
to
you mean?
Honolulu,
Nah,
yeah,
I've been there.
over in Oakland, all the homeless people, they save up their chips. If they're smart, they save up and they get a one-way ticket to Honolulu. And then once they're there, they're set for life. And they all like live on the beach, and they just shower with the beach showers, and it's so bad there, and they don't talk about it. It just is wherever they go is there's nothing anybody can do about it. There's just so many homeless people right now because it's easy to be homeless. It's things are tight, and it's a fine line from being comfortable to being impoverished.
That's that whole push for the you will own nothing and you'll be happy, right? Because there's a lot of drugs, and there's a lot of push from CIA assets to just like trick these people while they're in deeper states, to go ahead and make them think that that all of that stuff it doesn't matter. Pretty bad. What's happening around the world. So what I'm saying is that, like, I just hope that all of us in the near future, we live in great places. So let's go ahead and talk about one of the bigger things that I would really want to discuss. Also, is that this Penn State professor, one of Hillary Clinton's donors, is this just kind of, they all fall in the same line? They all fall in the same wicked, little minglings, right? They all fall in the same.
Oh my god.
Dark patterns.
Sex with his dog.
I know you like to get wet, dog.
Hell yes.
Penn State again. So Penn State, you guys know about Jerry Sandusky?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of. What is this?
He got in trouble.
Old school classic cancel cannon.
This guy was a head coach at Penn State's football team, and he was like molesting boys for decades.
Whoa.
And he got in trouble, and that was another Penn State connection. So Penn State obviously has got a bunch of goddamn pervs over there.
So that's Pennsylvania, or what is it?
Yeah, Penn State. Let's see where it is.
Football team, right?
Great football team, great university in. Where is it?
I don't know.
Shit. Penn State, University Park, College Township.
So he begged for officers to kill him.
Oh God.
It is weird, because you see like all these weird sexual perversions upon these elites and these occultic societies.
Just north of Washington,
DC.
Yeah,
So is
in
that
Baltimore. So just over the border into Pennsylvania.
Holy shit! He was a Hillary Clinton donor. Does that speak upon her?
Always.
And maybe who she's friends with. I mean, like, you did kind of like we all seen those military, like over the last 2 years, there was these military pictures of soldiers in pup uniforms, right? The
with the mask and everything.
Yeah. So that speaks to a deeper, darker ideology of people like getting into like this weird bestiality type of aspect, right? You see some of these high level celebrities are dressing in like cats all the time, cats and like, really acting feline and feminine overly top.
I know you like to get wet, dog.
I mean, all of that right there. It's real. I don't really want to know. I'll be honest. I really don't want to know what happens in their secret societies, but I know that some weird shit's happening.
What was this guy's name again? Penn State. I mean, as far as like begging the cops to shoot him, all he had to do was just go for reaching a gun or something. I don't know, man.
Suicide by cop.
Yeah.
Which is totally fucked up, by the way.
No doubt, but it's not impossible.
Dogs are the most protected class in America. You can't attack dogs. The public will turn on you and rip you apart. Like a dog.
Oh, allegedly had the dog licking his anus. Oh my goodness.
Give him the old peanut butter on the anus trick?
Yeah. It faces charges of open lewdness, cruelty to an animal, and sexual intercourse. After a Rothrock State Forest trail camera allegedly recorded a dog licking his anus.
Out in the woods?
Out in the woods, in the open woods.
God. I know you like to get wet, dog.
What in the fuck? You're just asking to get caught, you fucking dipshit. Stay home. That's where the peanut butter jars are anyway.
Sickest shit ever, man.
It's a professor of chemical engineering and physics.
These professors, man, you can't trust them as far as you can throw them. I swear to God.
The criminal complaint says that when rangers appeared at his home, he said, quote, "I do it to blow off steam," and "What do I have to get you to do to shoot me?"
What the fuck?
Very cool.
What kind of drugs was he on? Is this the GMO factor, the 5G, like causing multiple people, like everybody's brainwaves to go fucked up? I don't know, man. People just getting all demonic, or is this guy in some cult?
Well, he is a college professor.
I think he's in a cult of one, or maybe two, including the dog. Oh my goodness!
He tried to play cat dog, and he was being a pussy.
Oh,
let's just say he's got that dog in him.
Red Rocket.
Oh
Yum.
my god.
This is all terrible.
That Jimmy Buckets. Oh,
all get
shit.
social credit score deductions.
Oh yeah.
Nah, yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, it's really messed up. All right, let's go. Let's
I want to know what kind of dog it was, though. Was it a Sheen dog?
Was it a German Shepherd? Was he really getting in there?
I don't even want to know at that point. Is it one of those
Yeah.
500-pound dogs? If that's the case, then I'm
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
devastated. Oh, yeah, like back in the day, there was videos like over the internet of like people trying to kiss dead cows and shit. Like that's beyond that level, right? People are real fucking sick. On some necrophiliac and some animal shit, right? What is the purpose of this? Is this some ancient shit or is it people just sick? Is this actually some ancient occultic shit or is it people just sick? What do you think?
Both. Most definitely both. I
And
think there's
boredom.
I think there's a lot of sick and bored people out there, but I think there's also a good swath that's very, very Satan-y. Very
Satan?
Satan-y.
So you think
Like
that
cause
like
a ruckus.
you think that Satan has to do with animals? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, look
yeah.
at Pan, the little goat god,
Oh,
And the golden
Baphomet?
calf.
Golden
yeah.
calf.
Yeah. Animals are always part of the equation. Sacrifice, worship.
Yeah, God's demanding animals. He wants sacrifices.
And the bigger the sacrifice, the bigger the response you'll get from your God.
Even Satan appeared as an animal to Eve. Slithery little snake.
So that's where that whole fucking a goat thing up on like sororities and all that, like the college sororities, and like they're kind of getting into like this occultic practice shit, right?
Well, fucking goats has been a tradition in the Middle East for thousands of years. You're out in the desert, you got nothing better to do. So
Yeah. There's also this classic.
One day you're fucking a pighead at college, and the next you're the Prime Minister of England.
It's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man.
True story.
That's a very true story. Somebody slaughtered a goat right as we were talking about goats. That was Cotton Gin. Came in.
Let's just wrap this around before we get too lost on the subjects. What do you guys think about the whole Stephen Greer and Lou Elizondo subjects? Like I'm having a tough time because like debating on whether Stephen Greer is a lone wolf or if he's like a CIA plant or if he's like a Rockefeller agent or something, or if he's just like some aliens. What the fuck is going on with this whole ufology shit?
This
In your
guy's
opinion.
jacked. I always forget how jacked this dude is.
He's a real military guy.
You think it's real? You think it's a real deal? Everything that he's saying though is a real deal.
South Pole is an air traffic control area for the aliens. Well, yeah, I mean the poles has always been a matter of contention, especially with the flat Earth people.
He had a recent conference or something he was speaking on. There's a faster than light communications already. Something about disclosure of potential plans or plans for off-world bases. I don't follow up enough with his stuff to I guess have any firm opinion about it. Antarctica is always fun. So any sort of tease about that, like I'm game for it. So if they are running communications out of Antarctica, like hell yes. Make use of that space.
I mean, it's like all of the military is coming out. Even the Tic Tac, the Nimitz. Seems like everyone it's taking their little puck shots, right? And if Antarctica is doing all of this, then that's That's probably dangerous if what Eric Hecker's saying is true. Have you guys heard about all of that, right? Eric Hecker's spiel on Antarctica.
A long time ago, yeah.
No. Recently, have you guys heard his new spiel on Antarctica, where he's talking about? I actually the thing is, I had him on an interview for like 4 hours. It was so wild. I had to pull it, and I'm editing it, and I'm gonna release it. Yeah, I just kind of been stalling on it, but he recently came out and had this talk about these how do I say this, these machines that really are controlling humanity on a negative level. I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip. Let's go ahead and all listen to this. Yeah, it's interesting what's happening out there in Antarctica. Because it matches with what Blink-182. What's his name?
Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge came out in a book. And I know he's a touchy subject, but like he came out in one of the books and saying that there was some dark technology over there in Antarctica, and yeah, it's matching along the same things. Let me know if you guys can hear this. No?
Cannot.
Anybody?
No.
All right. Okay, so give me about like 5 to 10 seconds, and I'll go.
I'm gonna grab a beverage. I'll be right back.
Well, what do you guys know? What do you guys know about any of the ufology? As I change this, what do you guys think about this? And what's going on with the Biden administration and all this? Everyone's like they're calling it threats. Is it, in your opinion, a threat?
It certainly feels more than anything a manufactured threat, something that you got to whip people up into a frenzy over. Just because there's so much mojo left over from the 2020 riots, COVID, the lockdowns, the election contention, the vaccine contention. That's a lot of momentum that's been built up. That's a lot of kinetic energy and potential energy that's been fucking tapped. So you want to make sure you're keeping the pressure on. So I think that's it's really just a continuation of the never-ending just bandwagon of fear, the train of fear, the fear train. I could also pipe the clip through if you send it to me. I think that should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I'll absolutely do that. It's interesting. It just came out 12th of June 2023, and he said that he was part of the Stargate project. You guys are aware of the Stargate project over Project Montauk Island, New York, all of those old school things, right?
Interdimensional travel time, baby. Let's see here. Get this pulled
Yes. So when I had spoke to him, it was a very energetic conversation. I would say I literally felt his energy. There was nothing like it. I could tell that he was a very serious spirit. I don't think that there was a whole lot of lies coming from this dude.
You ready to check it out?
Yeah, let's go ahead and run it.
Press. I'm very happy that you're giving me this attention and this information attention because it needs to get out to the world. I will start, since we have to be brief. I have already given all pertinent information and supporting documentation to the Senate Intelligence Committee and Arrow. They informed me that all of my information will be recorded for public record and shared with Congress. It is that important.
I do remember this from No Agenda and OBDM now.
In 2010, I was selected to go down to the South Pole Station in Antarctica for an entire year by Raytheon Polar Services as an employee of a third-party contractor for the National Science Foundation. I function in a dual-role capacity as a tradesman and a firefighter. My responsibilities required me to be more informed than most of my crew and offered me complete access to the facilities. What I learned from this unique experience needs to be shared with the entire world. The technology at the South Pole Station certainly can do what it is presented as its primary purposes, and unfortunately, much more. The Ice Cube neutrino detector is presented as a passive listening device for the purposes of the science as presented. But I'm going to skip right through the chase, folks. I have provided documentation that proves that the 5,160, what they call DOMs, that are embedded in the ice can actually transmit at 2,047 volts each. That gives us a long list of things to consider. It is effectively a multifaceted directed energy weapons platform that I will list rapidly a few things that it can do. Vehicle detection. We're learning that these off-world craft, on-world craft, ours or other nations, are also emitting neutrinos. So this makes the South Pole Station effectively an air traffic control station for this new level of equipment that nobody's discussing. In addition to the ability to detect neutrinos and the exotic vehicles, I have provided documentation that shows that this is also a system for faster than light communications. In the past, Gary McKinnon has hacked NASA, found the off-world fleet, the list of captains, and it's apparent that if we have faster than light vehicles moving throughout this system, we're going to need faster than light communications. This is that facility.
Pause it there for a second. It gets us about halfway through.
Yeah, so he mentioned a lot. Gary McKinnon, which, you know, he hacked NASA, and he showed a lot of different off-world crafts, a lot of different off-world bases. He even showed the data upon which, like, these ships are incoming with their cargo. So, like, the cargo slips and all this, who was on it. And, like, look, I don't really know where these things exactly are and what's being said, but all I know is that there is a whole bunch of outer worlds that could be being explored. Like, you know, a lot of people think that there's either worlds outside of us, like outside of our soul, you know, Earth or shit, and you know, some people think like none of this really exists, so that would mean that it's like more of a flat earth, right? None of that space exists, so it's more of a flat earth, and there's outer world. So it's either one of the two, that there's outer planes on this outer world of flat earth, or that this world is a sphere and that there is real worlds. Either way, one of the two is what's happening, that there, you know, there is these entities that all of these people are talking about. There is these worlds. There is all these crafts that are coming in and out. And so what Eric Hecker is trying to discuss is that this these technologies are like the epicenter of all of our off-world contact, which is actually, holy shit, now that I'm putting two and two together, the same exact thing what David Wilcock and Corey Good and actually people like in the ufology and spirituality community have been saying for actually dozens of years, that all of Antarctica, actually this goes back even to the 1950s with the Antarctica Treaty with Hitler and him going contacting the Vril. So I guess for the last 70 years we've been lied to about what Antarctica really is and what's happening there. And Eric Hecker is kind of just briefly explaining some of this stuff, and it's actually, I would say, in 2023, it's some of the most revealing things. You know, you don't see this too often. You know, when I interviewed him, this dude constantly seemed scared because he's like, dude, like he called, like he was asking me questions, like to try to figure out like how trustworthy I was, and I think like I'm good with listening to people, and like I could tell like he was kind of scared, like and just in general about life and talking. Like he didn't want to talk, but you know, he knew he had to. There was no other choice. Like he was left out into like a you know, he was put into a world that he didn't want to be in. You guys ever hear about Eric Hecker, really?
Not before this this clip was circulating.
No,
I'm gonna have to link it when I drop it. I'll put it in the OBDM Discord when I re-drop the episode. It's a very fascinating episode. We went for nearly 4 hours, it was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I
If
was
you want to,
kind of poking through these other NASA hacks. Back in 2000, a 15-year-old hacked the NASA computers, causing a 21-day shutdown. Intercepted 33,000 emails.
Ding, ding, ding.
it's interesting because like NASA was heavily underwater, right? Now, like that's what their first operation, it's all underwater. When we look at the stories about Stargate and Atlantis and these portals and stuff, like a lot of this stuff would be underwater. I think what if we're just being hidden from the underwater aspect of all of this, and how there might be some dimensional travel between all of it.
Either underwater or underground. Under
I,
something.
I believe it's underwater and underground primarily.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
why not? Because we can't access it.
It could be folds of factions.
Well, because like if you think about if there being portals down there, like that's the perfect place. You out of sight, out of mind, right?
Absolutely.
A very based author, Michael Crichton, even wrote about this in the book Sphere.
Really?
I would add that to your read list or watch list. There's a movie of it too.
Give a brief explanation upon this.
Sphere, I mean, it's the story of a underwater deep sea excavation team that ends up encountering life that is not fish swimming around. So they ended up interacting with this whole civilization that's underwater.
I do think that there is a civilization underwater from a lot of the I guess drops in these movies that they're hinting to. You see like they say text and history shows like there's these, I would say merman, but there is this type of creatures that live underneath us. Even spiritual and historical texts from religious to
Native
ancient cultures.
American stories and all that. Yeah, lizard people that live underground that are cold blooded and live on bugs and blood and bile.
Well, also in water though, that there's like this other creature, these other creatures. Yeah.
And that water is space. That's always the metaphor, right? Is that space is an ocean. And
I have heard that.
Depths. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's keep on replaying the rest of this half clip. Is it? Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have other bad news. The season that I was there, 2010 to 2011, we converted from construction to operations and maintenance in both the elevated station and the detector array. Unfortunately, when they first fired it up, that was when we had the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand. There was 2 incidental shots before they were able to target it correctly. This is an earthquake generating device as well. This is the weapons of war that we have to deal with now and what Raytheon's hiding. There's an ELF system at the South Pole Station that when I arrived, I was told it was off, dismantled, and completely defunct. In my work, I will rapidly just tell you, I had to figure out the circuitry for certain other repairs, and I found that this system is in fact completely energized, up and running, and being utilized with the other systems for nefarious purposes as well. The Atmospheric Research Observatory is in what we call the clean air sector. I witnessed myself a very powerful green laser shooting out of the top of this facility into the cosmos. This, I believe, is a secondary form of long-range communications and or a defense system. I am not saying that we need to be scared of anything that's out there, but please understand the military-industrial complex is happy to invest all of your money in alleviating their fears.
I can dig that.
A question of power comes into play for all of these facilities that are present. I assure you, I knew what was going on. I knew the load demands of the facility, and all of these new items exceed the demand for the systems that I was presented. I am doing due diligence and research. I believe there is either a secondary power supply there that is either nuclear, that was there prior to the start of the Antarctic Treaty, which prohibits such things, and or that there is some sort of exotic power supply system there that just is not in the verbiage of the treaty, so it negates the responsibility to the parties involved. I think that pretty much covers it for time. If anybody wants to find out more, I have a website where all this information is at. For brevity, I'll wrap it up, but you can go to deciphering.tv. I've documented all of this stuff, and information is available.
You know, this actually just put something in my head. So recently, in one of my videos, I think like a month ago, I covered how in one of my local counties, Richland, which is right by Hanford, the nuclear facility that was used in Project Manhattan, right by it, within 30 miles, they're gonna make a brand new fucking fertilizer facility, and it's gonna be the world's first carbon-free, or one of the world's first 6 carbon-free fertilizer plants. And the CEO is he's a WEF best friend. So he's a World Economic Forum best friend. He's a UN United Nations best friend. These guys are trillionaires. Whoever's making this plant, it's right by the Hanford nuclear facility. And what they said in their post interview or in their pre interview, whatever, their welcome interview, fucking whatever. They're like, this fertilizer plant is going to be so large that it will require its own power source. And
That's
then
a lot of shit.
Exactly. Now, in the following statement, it said, this power source will be a new nuclear that will be 4 times greater than what the city will need, and what the whole surrounding area and the whole county will need. So they're going to build a new nuclear facility in which that's upper level of like, I don't know what new nuclear means. It's higher, it's this secret black level shit, whatever, that's going to be, premiered to the public.
Do they mean just like a new nuclear facility, or do they mean a new way of making nuclear power?
No idea. That's the thing. Now, so when Eric Hecker had said that these direct energy weapons were powered by super powerful nuclear facilities, I'm wondering what might the external 75% of the new nuclear power be directed to in my local county now. Because now in my head, because I was always like, I wondered, I was like, in their interview, they said that there's going to be 75% exceeding power that's just laying around. I'm like, well, that's a whole lot of power. Why would you guys want to build something like that? Wouldn't you just want to
to power something underground, perhaps something, maybe a little some extracurricular activities.
I mean, and that's what I'm kind of wondering now, because it's always that way in the public, where they tell you half the story, and then they leave the rest of the details out.
Oh, yeah.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, it's the after hours party. You ain't invited. Sucks. Bullshit.
Well, I mean, these new nuclears and all this nuclear and plutonium and all this stuff, it would be actually engineering and powering a lot of the supposed UFO technology. And from what I know is that, we're supplying a lot of the power for these higher speed crafts that America is in charge of, whether it be from the blimps or, the small crafts. We're like that. So I guess there's speeds and rates at which these crafts fly at, right? Like we're in charge of the medium speed, but like the aliens and all these controllers are really in charge of the high speed, super high speed, more than light speed. Yeah.
Impossible maneuverability to us.
Yeah, like we can do shit, but they can really change things, right? So I'm. Dang, dude! Like, I believe what's happening out there in Antarctica. For one, that's the first thing with what Eric Hecker said. Let's bring this back. When I had him on, he was speaking about the same things. He's speaking about those, and he got a little bit deeper with the Stargate program. My mind was blown. What do you guys think about that? What's going on in Antarctica? Have you guys ever heard anything specifically?
Well, I was looking at it as deciphering.tv//archives. There's definitely some interesting stuff in here. The Stargate handed to CIA. Let's pull this up. Some PDF. It's a document. Top secret code word. Stargate. And this is a 13-page dealio. Subject. 1995 Congress, the Senate retrospect review of the Stargate redacted. Technical analysis and classification status are enclosed as requested. Ugh. This is interesting. I'll probably have to take a closer look at this.
Yeah, the Project Stargate, right? Where like in Montauk Island and all this, where they're like sending people through space and time. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Here's a list of years, 77 to 78, 79, 80, 79 to 80, 79 to 80, 79 to 80. They were looking at psychokinesis, remote viewing, psychokinesis. Man,
that's where the men who stare at goats was originated from.
If I had a time machine, that's what I would be doing. I'd be going back in time and enlisting into the CIA to do some of this crazy shit. In a heartbeat.
Go back in time with some great technology and have a blast.
It's like replaying Fallout, and now you're going to play the bad guy track.
Yeah, you saved. You quick saved, and now you're ready to rock.
Let's do some fucked up stuff, shall we?
Man, Fallout takes me back. There was this Operation Anchorage where this is gonna like it sounds messed up, but the Chinese and Russians were doing psyops on Americans pretty much. Yeah, and that's all it was. It was just like a whole bunch of high level psyops on Americans.
Remember Operation Anchorage? You ever play Fallout 76 online?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. They got the Chinese heavily represented there. Little Chinese robots crawling all over the place, yelling at you in Mandarin.
Is that what it is? I played it slightly.
There's some of that, and then you got your irradiated bears and whatnot.
And the Mothman.
And the Mothman. You actually have a Mothman cult in Point
Pleasant. Yeah. That's a big shout out to the paranormal community, Mothman.
Oh yeah.
I always
Mothman right there.
I fear nothing. The Mothman is with me. Holy Mothman, grant me strength.
I always found that Fallout was very good with pop culture and very good with culture. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All throughout of the games.
Their take on Coca-Cola is the best. How it just rules the world.
Coca-Cola.
And the money is literally just bottle caps of that soda.
Real money's not even that valuable for them.
You find real money and you use it to like burn it for fire, Meanwhile, the bottle caps are what you're looking for.
Sell it for more bottle caps.
Yeah. This money is worth 5 bottle caps. Wow.
It's basically Bitcoin.
Oh man.
Because they ain't producing no more bottle caps. Nope, no siree.
Taint
the thing.
And then the Brotherhood of Steel, you got these that's pretty much the secret space program and the high level, black level,
Technology
military.
core, yeah.
The 30 guys that the government says is worth it.
I think it was in Fallout Black Raven was it Raven Rock or Black Rock? Black was it?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty much meant to simulate Raven Rock, Pennsylvania, and secret facilities.
That's fun. They're on the level. Bethesda, they're right outside of DC, so they got the connections.
They're at the parties.
But that says an interesting word too, where it's very biblical. It dates back to the biblical times.
Totally.
So you would imagine that what's going on with because it's very obvious, right? with Hollywood and all of our high level societies, they're stemmed from rich families. They have very high level knowledge about the world, and they do want to reference things across time and space, you talked about a little bit earlier, Assassin's Creed. If you guys know a little bit about that, like how interesting that is.
Well, that's all about secret societies that go back thousands of years and have been hiding in the shadows and controlling the world in discreet ways for since time immemorial. And that it totally ties into that idea that the most powerful thing that can possibly exist on this earth is longevity. If you have a plan that you're trying to carry out that not only one lifetime could accomplish, but multiple lifetimes, then there's nothing more powerful in the world.
That's called winning.
Yeah, it's real winning, true winning. And that's what the Rothschilds or whatever elite family you want to talk about, that's what they value the most. They think that a human life is nothing more than one, you're on a bus and you just happen to be driving the bus. And when you die, your son comes in and he starts driving the bus and on,
And it's a programmatic culture.
I was just talking about video games, but this got dark real quick.
Oh yeah,
Right.
well,
yeah. No. So I meant like Fallout and Bethesda and stuff. Like they have some mysterious truths to them, though. Some deep, high level knowledge, right? Like when we look at these video games, like it's not just some bullshit art. Like I always say this. Now that ever since I learned about it, the Legend of Zelda. And its original Japanese form, and it was a Christian form, and then it got brought over here to America, and the producers and executives like, nah, it's what did they say? It's too religious.
Well, Nintendo is notorious for pulling out any sort of religious iconography out of their games. It's the case for Castlevania.
Dude, I fucking love Castlevania. So what do you about?
That's why I got this whip here.
Dude. So what is it about Castlevania? What are you talking about?
It's censorship. Nintendo of America is much more tempted to cater towards not rocking the boat, so they're not going to have a. Well, let's look it up. Nintendo religious censorship.
Well, what is it particularly with the original Castlevania that you're like mentioning?
You'll have to give me a second to pull it up.
All right. So
got an image in the chat that's relevant to the Castlevania conversation.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, man. Yeah. So now when we're looking at video games though, and we're just dropping some clues for our viewers out at home, like some of these things, man, they're real. Like it's really what's happening. Like the knowledge there. What is this behind the schemes?
Let's see here. Okay, here's an article about it. Often the censorship amounted to minor graphical changes. As you can see in the art, we have a more updated, modern sort of Castlevania depiction. Heavy in the cheesecake.
Trying to cheese it up a bit. Cakes for days, man. Value for value.
Oh, so good. Man, if I'm gonna read this article, I'm gonna have to go down a layer.
You got that shit on deck. Yo, I love it, bro.
In many games, such as the Castlevania and Dragon Warriors, aka Dragon Quest series, crosses were removed from tombstones, coffins, places of worship, and clothing or equipment. Ankhs were sometimes substituted, the media cloud of Osiris worshippers being fairly small nowadays, says you. This applied even to secular contexts, requiring removal of the Red Cross symbol from hospitals or healing items in games like Earthbound. Other symbols with religious or occult significance, like the Star of David and pentagrams, were also usually removed. They were renaming villains in the Ghosts and Goblins game from Samuel to shit, I lost it. There's all sorts of ones listed in here. Final Fantasy IV was released as Final Fantasy II in 1991. Pray and Prayer were changed to Wish. Let's see here. They seem to kind of get a little lax with Final Fantasy VI, which when it came out in America, it was released as Final Fantasy III.
It's weird. I love Final Fantasy too. Me and my family would always play it.
The Cult of Kefka was allowed to stay, and multiple references to holy. No, I'm sorry. On the other hand, holy was apparently still too offensive in Final Fantasy III for American audiences, and was renamed to Pearl, while the Pray ability became Health.
Holy snap, bro!
Yeah.
So, like, literally, me and all my family's favorite games, like, they're like a lot of this shit. It's based on, I don't even, what would we call this? Biblical, spiritual, religious? Well,
Old Testament.
Crazy. You know, because like even Captain Falcon, Captain Falcon is he you know, from the Falcon Punch.
He's got the Christ iconography for sure.
Yeah, the Falcon Punch, you know, and all that. He's in his storyline. He claims that his powers come from Jesus and, you know, believing in God, Christianity.
Wild shit. Just like George St. Pierre at MMA. He's like the real life Captain Falcon. He's like, I'm not even a fighter. I'm just a warrior for God. I'm only a conduit, man.
Hey, that dude's awesome.
Hey, that's how you win. You're just like, I'm just here. That's great.
You know, how much are these games right there have been telling us the story of God and the devil? You know, when we look at Legend of Zelda, particularly Link versus Ganon, and you know, Mario versus Bowser, and you know, it's always right in front of our face. But how much are we really pulling from the actual, you know, history of reality? You know, Kratos and God of War kind of go into it a little bit on the other side. That if you listen to the cut scenes of all of that, it tells you some interesting stuff. It tells you some real interesting, you know, because we don't really hear the Greek epics too much, but God of War goes into it. And how much are we missing when we look at you know, let's just, you know, as we wind this down, guys, how much are we missing from Hollywood or you know, the movies, the video games that we should be maybe paying attention more to, you know?
I think the absence of the hero's journey. I think that all these video games
Classic.
definitely have the hero's journey figured out, which is essentially boiled down to you don't know anything, you suffer, you make mistakes, people teach you, and then through hard work and making mistakes, you eventually gain mastery over something. And that is something that's heavily missing from Hollywood today. A lot of the protagonists of TV shows and movies don't suffer, they don't go through anything. They just kind of are perfect from the start. That's where you get the Mary Sue meme going. But with video games, it's intrinsically built in that you're going to suffer because that's what playing a game is, you know, like with God of War, you're just fighting and dying and fighting and dying until you level up and get good. And that is such an important part of every religious story, from Buddha to Jesus to Islam and to Muhammad. It's a very important. It's what made Star Wars. Star Wars is basically a textbook version of that hero's journey. And without that understanding, without that intricate story that every single generation and every single iteration of humanity can relate to, then you lose something. It's an ancient knowledge, and it's hidden in everything that we see all around us all the time. And when people don't know about it, when people ignore it, they are ignorant. They're stupid.
You know, that was a thought in my mind. Ignorance is a bliss, so that's why I try to always in my episodes I always try to like give a little bit of the inspiration that maybe in some hope that some of what we're seeing in these movies and video games and books even they have more truth than fairy tales. Even the mythology, right? As Mario Mario has like all these different worlds. I'm not trying to get gnostic, but is this like we're going through different dimensions, or are we just like,
Mario
or
64 is riddled with Masonic imagery. I mean, the
Yep.
castle and the stairs to
Chalk to the
heaven.
brim.
I mean, it is packed with all kinds of mystery school iconography. The checkered floors.
It's the first thing that you see once you pass the gate and get into the
Yeah.
castle. It's nothing
Uh,
but a lodge up in there.
yeah.
I'll be honest, sometimes like on a vibratory level, like I do feel like there's these different dimensional layers of reality. I mean, when I'm high and I'm meditating and I'm really in tune with the world and I'm really in tune with my soul and spirit, like I really do feel like these different phases of reality, and like even in my dreams, like there's these different phases of reality in life. What is this what life all is to you or to us, or what do you think? What do you guys think as we
Even
wind this
your
down?
even your outlook on life, you could be depressed and you could be happy, and those are different planes of existence. The world that you live in changes when you're in a good mood versus in a bad mood. It could be as simple as that. And then you take drugs and then it goes to the next level.
Not
Well, I mean,
medical
if
advice.
I mean,
Maybe it is.
electrical rhythms though would be able to pass through different layers of static, different water, right? If you're able to actually be able to be supercharged enough and light enough, right? If your ions and your spirit is
And your
capable enough.
neutrinos.
Mm,
That's what your
I
boy
would,
was saying, neutrinos.
yeah, well, I don't know too much about that, but I'm saying like us on a dimensional level, like if we are vibrating compared to people who, let's just say, are dead bodied, you look outside in the world, you definitely see a lot of zombies. It's people who are dead bodied, people who are just straight numb compared to us. Like we're pretty spiritual. We're our vibrancies are right. Everything is in tune. There's a polarity, a huge polarity, us versus them. Not only that, but what I'm saying though is that on a dimensional level, we understand it now. It could be that this is all true upon how we're just a spirit in a body, and our spirit comes from another place, guys. Is it? Yeah, I think that's it.
It's excellently put, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys.
we're all here for it's just a ride, man. It's just a
Just
ride.
a ride.
It's just a ride.
That's right, guys. So, as we wind down it, let's go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, we broadcast live on our own Icecast stream. You can check us out every Monday night at 7:30 Pacific, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern over there on the East Coast. We have a chat room. There's a telephone line, 612-263-SXXY. Call us up. You can leave us a screen mail.
That's right. We don't screen anything. And just to make it easy, you can find our website at bts.lol. And that should get you there. The chat room, we've got a shop, we got merch, we got show notes, we got the whole 9 yards. Join us live every single Monday night.
I mean, if 5 and 9, if you don't mind, like if I drop this Podverse link, I just wanted to show your viewers here what one of the new apps looks like. If you wouldn't mind, if you could throw it up on the screen.
Yeah, man. I'm here all night. If you guys want to keep going, let's keep
Well,
it.
we got a early morning start for tomorrow, so
Unfortunately, otherwise I would.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh yeah, no. Hey, what is this Friday night? Shit, I already forgot.
But
I think so.
People,
Yeah, I mean, what is the world? It's to our standards. Every day's a Sunday for me.
What is a world? A miserable little pile of secrets. But what people should do is go to nudepodcastapps.com, take off all of your clothes, and get you something
go
that's not.
nude.
Yeah, get you something that's not Spotify. Delete Apple off of your phones. You don't need these apps anymore. Try, and I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
And
Podverse, Fountain.
they kick the ass of Spotify. You get chapter art. You get chapters in general, which is wonderful. You don't have to listen and scrub around the whole episode to find what you're looking for. You can just jump to it.
Oh yeah, we got tons of art that shows up in the chapters, whether it comes from producers or I mean, we do like a 6 to 8 hour stream every Monday night. Half of it is just building artwork for the topics that we discussed. It's all 3D art. It's good stuff. You should check it out. It's Podverse, Fountain, CurioCaster, Podfriend, Podcast Addict. So many of them will actually play the live stream through the app. Some of them will even do video, which is just blows my mind. It's so good. So good.
That's right. We're trying to reject all the Instagrams and all the whatnots of the world and build something special from the ground up.
That part's easy.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Live every Monday night. And thank you so much.
Yes, thank
for
you.
having us. It's very kind of you to have us on this fine Friday evening / Saturday morning.
Feeling all jacked up from both cups of coffee here.
Yo, yeah, man, it's been amazing. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to go ahead and do that before I want to, send you guys out because sometimes I forget and it'd be a weird thing of me. You guys want to head to the top of the hour before you guys. So before we finish off, let everybody know what you guys got going on in the future and what's currently happening, right? What's up with the behind the schemes? Give everybody behind the schemes.
Shit, we got our own Twitter, we got our own Spotify, we've got our own podcast apps, we've got everything, man. Just come on through Spook.social, you can find it out.
Oh yeah, Spook.social, just got that one back. It's a Mastodon server that we run. As far as story topics, we got some producer submitted material on Weather Wars and the Antichrist for this coming Monday.
Elon Musk?
Weather Wars and the yeah. Nice.
Elon, where did you go, Elon?
Basically. Dude. I mean, other than that, we really just kind of produce on a week-to-week basis. I don't think we have much in the way of guests on book yet, but we definitely bring people on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of getting it scheduled. So we try to alternate it up some. So do a couple weeks of guest spots, a couple weeks of straight shows.
Mm-hmm.
But we're always changing up the format. I mean, there was one night that we sat there and listened to fine classical music as we played a game of chess, and we recorded the chess match and turned it into a GIF and put it in the chapter art for the actual podcast. So as you're listening to us play chess and listening to classical piano music, the artwork is displaying all the moves that we made in the game.
That's genius.
We should do that. It's been a minute, Lavish. I was thinking about that.
I suck at chess, but I'm down to play. I'll get worked in like 5 minutes and I'll watch you guys play.
Just play it, on a chess app for 2 weeks and sharpen your skills.
What I have to do is get super high and then just play unconsciously, and I'll win for sure.
And then go into like, now I understand chess.
I know life.
Now I am part of the solution.
The universe is me.
You win the chess game, and then you're like, I blacked out. What happened? Where
I'm
am
the
I?
public radio now.
Chess is in my DNA, and I am DNA's chess.
Bruce Lee played chess. You better believe it.
I mean, like, all right, so like, it's fun. It's just like I haven't really sat there and like played it a whole lot. I mean, I love to play it though. I mean, I have played it like I guess quite a bit, but not a whole lot, like too much, like in years. I get whatever. I'm a moderate player. I'm decent.
You got to have a phase with chess to be any good.
Well, like when I see these dudes who are in chess masters, they're fucking, and these Rubik's Cube masters, it's like Jesus Christ, like I can't compete. So what the fuck?
It's like learning a new language. like learning all the different stuff. That's great.
You guys have seen the new Rubik's Cube record, right? 3.14 seconds.
Jesus. It's only going to get faster and faster.
This Chinese dude looked at it for like he looked at it for like 5 seconds, put it down, boom, done. Everyone was like, "Whoa!" Like fucking the little sheeps and the little fish meeps in SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, beep 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 beep.
Oh yeah, it was like all their head blown off, right?
Yeah. I hope he got laid that night because of that. Wow, I saw how fast you did that Rubik's Cube.
Your hands are so good.
Do you think you could be not fast with me?
You dirty bitch! I want you to solve my problem right now.
Your fingers are so delicate.
So fast. Oh my goodness.
Put me all on green.
I've never been with a world champion before.
You ready to set some records tonight, stud?
They call me Rubik's. Can you solve me?
I'm the cube now.
Yeah, I mean, this is good fun. What's going on? Hey, dude, I love what's going on here, man. I'm gonna have you guys on again for sure. Like, right?
Hell yeah,
for sure, indeed. And if you guys ever want me on as a guest spot, just hit me up. We'll figure something out. You know,
Most
even
definitely.
if you guys want to just chit chat, bullshit, whatever. Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet.
Dive deep into some other stuff. You know, we can figure something out because we kind of just brushed over a lot of topics. You know, we talked about Epstein and we talked about Antarctica. And,
aliens. Yeah, well, we covered a lot of ground. That's what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Running.
Yeah, give everybody a little bit of seeds, and we plant a little bit of seeds, and we watch things grow. I personally know a lot of my followers hit me up. They're telling me about their journey and everything that they've been thankful for. Have you guys experienced the same thing? Like what you guys provided to them, the information and knowledge, and the time and care and I've shown a lot of enlightenment to my viewers, and they always reach back out to me. Like I planted seeds, and they reach out to me with their fruits of labor.
Well, we both just made a long trek to get deep in Uranus, Missouri, to meet up with a lot of friends and family.
Yeah.
Sorry, all family.
We're reaching out to Uranus, Missouri, a great town. Thanks for hosting us, Uranus.
Yeah, it's a good time.
A lot of people come and go in Uranus,
Yeah. A revolving door of faces at this anus. Uranus.
Uranus provides a lot of information.
Oh, it provides candy and fudge. Oh, that's great.
No, in all reality though, like this podcast that we just had right here, it was great. For the viewers, great episode. It provided a lot of light, provided a lot of wisdom. And maybe we can go deeper, or we can do the same thing. Whatever matters, doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great evening, man. I welcome you guys on to the 5 and 9 Divine Pies podcast. Like anytime.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Goodbye, BTS. That boy band got no future.
Oh, thank you so much, and be well to everybody listening.
Take care, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Stay dangerous out there.
So, when are you guys on again? Just like
we're live every Monday night at 7:30 Pacific, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. You find us at badradio.live or bts.lol.
Those are both real domains. Those are both very valid URLs.
Yes, indeed. Or you can find us on we're on everything. We're on all the apps we don't like as well as well as the ones we do like. So
so Instagram and Twitter and all that.
We're on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, all that crap. But we don't like, that's just by default. That's part of the RSS feed situation, is you just automatically get kind of put out to everything. But if you do it correctly. But please go to nudepodcastapps.com or just podcastapps.com. plenty of podcasting 2.0 compliant apps out there that will completely change your podcasting experience if you're into that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, it's
That's legitimate. It's the next level. I mean, if you're still on Spotify and Apple, then you're just missing like half.
It's
at
not
least half of what's going on out there.
It's not a paywall, it's a labor wall. And the labor is going and downloading a new app and adding in our show or any other number of shows that use these features, and it unlocks a deluge of sorts of
There's a whole world out there. World.
Especially with all the music stuff. I mean, it is the time. It is the time.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit you guys up in the DMs afterwards, and
you get a kick out of it, man. It's a good time in there. It's
because I'm learning so much about this. It's definitely funner than fucking what Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify and all that shit got going on. So
yeah. Not even close. Not even fucking close.
they're so 2010 fucking whack asses.
It's ancient news.
Facebook should have failed 15 years ago if the FBI wasn't personally involved.
Well, I mean, they are LifeLog, right? You know, they got created one day after LifeLog was destroyed by CIA or whatever. But
right, and InQtel is heavily involved, and we always joke about how when Zuckerberg was interviewed for Times Man of the Year or whatever, Robert Mueller was there. Just down the hall. He had an office just down the hall. Hey, how's it going, Mark? Oh, I heard you're getting interviewed today. How's it going?
Just thought I'd pop in and say hi. How's it going?
Just the head of the FBI with a personal office in the FBI in Facebook's headquarters.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting something?
Oh, my bad. Good to see you, Jim.
Catch you at lunch. Hey.
Yeah.
That's the real Mueller report.
That is the real. Oh God, the Mueller report is one of my least favorite things of all time.
F in the chats for that one.
Anyway. Right here, I follow You Can Burp. Hey guys, I love the stream. Nice stream.
Nice stream.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Burp Boy. Thanks.
Well,
all right, guys.
I do have to sign off here, and
let's go ahead and wrap this up. It's about 2:50, right? 2 hours 50 minutes. Let's do it.
Right on.
Hey, man, it's a wonderful Friday night to all my viewers out there. You guys stay safe. Don't be stupid driving drunk. Go ahead and just get yourself a nice ride home, or just crash at the local grass. Grass is always good.
Drink water.
Drink a lot
Alexander
of water.
the Great drank water.
Smoke a lot of weed.
Alexander the Great smoked a lot of weed.
That's right. And he drank a shitload of water.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Fuck
No.
yeah. No.
Yeah, dude. Everywhere you saw Alexander the Great's face, you saw him chugging water.
Oh no, I'm talking about the weed part, bro.
Oh well, that too. Yeah, massive blunts.
Oh yeah, he's dead by 33. He definitely smoked weed.
Come on. You think you conquer all that not being baked out of your gourd? Nah, no way.
He was lit. That boy was lit. They said.
He's just trying to get that Indian food.
Yeah, Alexander the Lit. That's what they should have called him.
Alexander the Baked.
And with that, we set this world on fire. Hey, man, it's been a wonderful episode 130 with Behind the Schemes. Bye-bye, guys. Be blessed and be high. See you guys next time on the 509 Divine Pines podcast. Peace.
Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught up in the loop. Got up out it cause I found the truth. Woke up to a beauty of the day, the sun is shining, so I'm finna stay. Sitting, soaking up all of the rays, till I feel it surging through my brain like some booger sugar. Did a lot of cane, experimented with it, couldn't name all the times I did it, feeling like a fade. Yeah, I'm really glad that I let it go, cause I gotta be prepped for the time when the plane ride is a new norm. So I know I'm gonna stay high, blaze on the ganja, feeling like I make my music go to another level while I take off. I can't ever stop this just fell in love with it, fit like a glove, so I'm never ever done with it. So now I'm about to rip another beat, ayy. One day I'll make $1 million in a week, yeah, shooting for the top spot. Feel like I'm a hot shot, like I really got a chance with it. I will not flop, somebody gonna make a dance when I pop off. Gonna have all the bitches taking all the tops off. I've been feeling like I'm really gonna kill it for the rest of my life, so I've been staying focused. In my soul, I've been feeling like $1 million, so I know that everything is really getting closer. Yeah, no posers, only been hanging with the ones I've chosen. Only all the people that are living in the right way, cause they spending every day growing. Yeah, no whole shit coming in my life and then leaving in a moment. That's the shit I'll never let into my life again, cause lately I've been feeling like I'm golden. Never showboat, I just showcase on my music that I made this far. Always knew that I could be the one that would get this far. Now I'm right here looking in my mirror, trying to figure out if there's any more fear, cause I'm getting rid of it all, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting rid of it all. Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted.